Welcome everyone to Trader TV Live. Futures looking like they're going to start the day positively here with the NQ up about 0.25%, followed by the ES up marginally up 0.13. The Dow, the only one of the indices down 0.05. The Russ catching a bit of a bid up 0.1. The Bitcoin continues to move up off the weekend lows up 1 3/4. We'll keep an eye out on that one. Lots to talk about today, guys. AMD and Micron in focus as Rosenblatt adds them for their top picks of early 2025. MicroStrategies also in focus as they look to raise more money to be able to acquire more Bitcoin in the future. And Tesla unveiling a new supercharger battery heating system that hopes to alleviate some of the winter woes that some Tesla owners have been experiencing. Good morning, Adara.
Good morning, Sharif. How are you this Christmas Eve morning?
You look awfully Christmassy. I'm like the odd man out. I suck.
It's okay. It's all good, right? We're here. That's what matters. But yeah, AAPL is maybe one to watch as well here. Unfortunately, due to apparently a software outage or technical issues, how I'm hearing it described, American Airlines did have to ground their flights, which is leaving some people, I guess, of course, separated from their families on Christmas Eve. So that is a bit of a downer story. But now Sharif is also festive, I'm pleased to announce, thanks to the help of Dear Ram Ram.
Yes, she wants to put a bow on herself, but she's not on camera. So, you know, she was nice enough to throw one on me, guys. All right, we're trying to maintain the festive spirit as much as we can. There's two guys, though, that are in the festive spirit right now, and they have everything all, I don't know, kind of counter there. One is kind of pro-Christmas. One's not really pro-Christmas. Good morning, boys.
We're both
I'm very pro-Christmas. I'm very pro-Christmas.
What are we talking about here?
I've got the red underneath. I made sure to wear the red underneath.
See, that's actually,
that was done actually on purpose.
I should have worn a green. You should have told me I could have worn like a green T-shirt.
No, I'm always wearing this. I'm always wearing the green.
You got the Grinch
right here.
Everybody has to have a holiday go-to movie. So obviously the Grinch is a complete classic, but Die Hard.
I still like Home Alone.
Die Hard's always a classic too. Happy Trails, Hans. Look, I love that movie. And,
were you saying that you were watching that with your kid or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. That's right.
It's a matter.
We talked about that last week.
Of time. We'll be watching that one tonight, but my parents are coming over. I don't know if Bad Santa's. That's another good one in there. But hey, man, we're gonna have some fun today. Remember, everybody.
Matching.
1 p.m. is when the market closes today. So markets close at 1 p.m. That said, if you remember the last half day on Black Friday, it was great price action. The early moves were fantastic. That's pretty much all you needed. And then you got to sort of like hunker down, chill out. So, treat it like a normal open, except, don't expect any like that secondary push because once noon hits, you only have an hour left to go. So the chips are flying the same way they were yesterday. AMD is the strongest, just like it was yesterday. Tesla's back up 1%. Apple made an all-time high. It's still chilling out. And even the name with bad news. What's wild is I'm surprised that like AAPL with their outage, even this is getting back to the upside. I'm surprised it's up here after they had to halt some flights and some groundings over a software issue. Yeah, it's almost back to flat. It was briefly green for a second, but yeah, we're gearing up for a good one. It's always more fun when the market is strong. Bitcoin's back at 95,000. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very Merry Christmas after all. And it was a white one. We got some snow overnight. So
yeah, lots. I think it should be around. It's not too cold though today. That's
good.
Yeah, I know, but it might melt. It's kind of like it's all slushy.
I hope not.
Slushy and whatnot. Yeah, Fabian just took off his sweater. It must be warm up there. I was like, oh yeah, he took it out.
What?
I thought he was maybe going to give it to Sharif. Yeah. We're thinking, do you think Joe comes with a Christmas sweater on? I think we both think yes.
I think Joe's going to have a sweater on. Yeah. I got faith in Joe.
Yes, I am just a huge sticky note. That's why I was showing you guys. This is like,
it does match,
find the note. But yeah, no, hopefully everyone is doing well. I got it set up. I got new AirPods. Yeah, no, because this has the, you see, we don't have enough money anymore to get branded sticky notes. So. Oh, okay, no worries. But anyways, yeah, I got some ideas here. I think we stay with the strong sectors. I mean, the semis were so strong yesterday. I think that'll be definitely on our mind here today. I was just looking at the Qs bouncing off that 50-period moving average on the daily chart there. It was pretty sweet. I'm going to show it to you right here in a second. But that was a pretty sweet bounce off there just a couple days ago. right there. So that was pretty good. Like, look at it just ride it up. I mean, every single time we've had a dip down, we haven't, I don't want to say every single time, but this is since September there, these dips have been supported. So I think as long as we don't see too much, I mean, look, Treasuries, we saw consumer staples go down yesterday pretty well there as people are going to stop chasing yield with the 10-year up at 4.7 or whatever it is. So there's going to be names, I don't even know why Square is on here, but there's going to be names to look at that are going to continue to move here today. Tesla with some news as well. That's up 1%. That's greater than the market today. We have Google that was hovering around, what was it, 195-ish? Yeah, so still there at 195. I think this is going to be an interesting play here today as well if we fade off that 200 level one more time. I don't know if we're going to get there. Again, only a half day. So join us all through the morning. And then the midday show will be 1 o'clock. And then that will be a end of that. And we'll be seeing everybody again on Boxing Day. So we'll be celebrating that. We'll talk about why that's such an important day, right, Neil? We'll talk about that.
It's one of the most important trading days of all time. There's no other important reason for it.
Yeah.
Ozzie Smith.
Yeah, Boxing Day is one of the most important trading days of all time.
The wizard, Ozzie Smith,
was
born on Boxing Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ricky Henderson, Too bad about that with you.
Yeah,
pneumonia?
You know what?
Pneumonia?
I've always been like, Ricky Henderson was one of my favorites growing up. Like when I played ball, I was a leadoff hitter. You know, I was a base stealer. And as a Blue Jays fan, all you remember, when I was growing up in the 80s, and then in the 90s, Ricky Henderson would whoop our butts and he would destroy us in the playoffs.
The A's were awesome.
Like when he was on the A's, he single-handedly beat us in '89. What an unbelievable legend. But to 65
most people young, don't even realize it probably. I mean, they know that he was a J, but there's nobody thinks of him.
Most people don't remember him that he even played for us.
How's the bacon over there, my guy?
You're just eating straight up bacon.
Yeah, there's bacon in there, man. Adara brought Timbits and donuts. The caterer's got bacon and these little egg omelet things. I'm surprised you're even in today, man, to be quite honest with you.
I was surprised that you were in yesterday. I walked past him like, what are you doing?
It's nice to come in, though.
Yeah, good. Thanks, man.
Are you only in for a half day, or is it? Yeah. What does the half day look like for you, though? Like noon-ish? 5. That's what I was gonna say. Like 5 minutes, you're out of here.
Well, it's a good thing I already got I got the banana because there wasn't anything. It's like one back there that I saw.
There's no bananas?
I guess I don't know. Bacon's better than bananas. Well, bacon's a lot better than bananas. I didn't see any bacon.
Not even close.
Bacon.
All right. Well. Yeah, coffee time, banana time.
Yes.
Anytime. Thanks, Randy.
All
right. We may or may not have Money Mitch joining us from Trade the Pool. If he comes through, that should be a lot of fun as well. So today, if it's a little slow, we'll take questions, obviously, in the chat. You guys can super chat any kind of little small questions, or if we see them, that'd be great as well. The sticky note will be out in just a couple minutes. Let's go back over the desk and see what they're talking about.
It's for you, John Womack. Yes, I'm going to eat a banana on camera. Like literally every day.
He doesn't want you to do it the other way, We always eat bananas on camera.
Like every day.
Here. John
All right,
Womack.
on a day where it's going to be tough to find big percentage movers, we already have small caps aggressively moving up here. Let's have a look at which ones are moving. CREV here, Adara up 220%. Big move up as they soar on a $25 million financing deal, so good look for them. So we'll keep an eye out on that if you're into these small caps. You also have AVGO also up 155% in the pre-market, looking to maintain that volume-weighted average price level at $1.80. BAOS also up about 94%, also breaking down though off the highs. CMND, keep your eye out on this one, 83%, trying to bull flag here at that 2.25. And then you had a new one that's breaking out right now, Adair, JTAI. I
did have JTAI. Really quickly before we get to JTAI, not really a small cap, but a name on watch. Nano Nuclear Energy, NNE, got a little bit of a volume spike here as well. Just announced this agreement to acquire patented micro modular reactor here from Ultrasafe Nuclear. So keep an eye here on NNE. All these nuclear names have a bit of a short float, so they're going to be on watch. Rigetti got some attention this morning as well. And then we have JTAI, which was the one Sharif mentioned there. Jet AI, this name has run in the past, so these ones that have run before are always usually pretty likely to run again. Jet AI launching its agentic AI model for private agent or private jet booking, and its name is Ava. So keep an eye on Jet AI with this Ava introduction today.
Yeah, guys, small market cap here, $5 million market cap and a 7.3 million share float, but breaking out into highs, guys.
Know this on a holiday shortened week, on a holiday shortened day. We saw a little bit of this yesterday. Like Rumble was pretty nuts, and then there were several. Okay, Rumble was tradable because
Rumble's Canada.
Rumble gave you some good trades. You better believe it's Canada. But you didn't have to worry about it halting from minute to minute. I think that's what made it a little bit better. And look, to each their own, and don't get me wrong, like I think like JTAI or any of those names could go. But I just want to show you like Rumble yesterday, whether you had 10 or not, it then broke out 11 cleanly. It then bounced off 11.50 to get to like 13 and a half. Like that was the move. Then it gave you a VWAP trade, which you could continue with. And there wasn't a single halt. So it gave you $4.50 worth of range on a $10 stock with no halts. That's what you want. You want that extra volume. You want that liquidity. Now, JTAI looks good and is 100% up, but this thing is a high probability to have some halts today. So it's just a little bit different of a trade. I think you want to look for those small caps, especially if you're looking for moves after the opening rush. Like in that first 30 minutes, like presumably every chip name that I like long is all good, and no matter which one you take is great, and Tesla breaks out, and that's fantastic, and Palantir holds an all-time high this time and isn't a short again. If all that ends up true, then maybe you don't need a small cap early. But after 10 o'clock, I wouldn't want to be chasing any big cap names. I think if you're looking for a continuation after 10 o'clock, sometimes it's going to be these low floater runner names. This has obvious resistance at $8 because that's a reverse split high. And keep in mind something about the reverse split high. There are funds that what they do is they make money shorting poor companies. And when they reverse split, like you don't think this got leaned on at $8 and then leaned on at every single pop. So if it gets up to $8, maybe that's where they like it. And if you start to see it fail there, you don't necessarily want to be chasing the top. So be careful trading these. Ideally, there'd be another Rumble like today. So I'm trying to find one that has some better liquidity that I think won't halt over and over. But heck, the chips were so good yesterday. You could have just stuck there. I mean, Meta was fantastic. There's lots of places to be. Like Meta's back over the 600 level after we were talking about the NASDAQ bouncing 50 period, Meta right off the 50 period.
Oh man, some of these stocks are just,
yeah.
Ooh, I like it. Thank you. That's pretty Christmassy for sure. The Clementines? Yeah. All right, good.
Thanks,
you a fan of Clementines?
It is very Christmas.
To you too. Any plans for the night? Oh, here's my little thing. Do you guys do anything on Christmas?
Oh, yeah, we do our Christmas.
Do you open any gifts on Christmas or Christmas Eve?
Yeah,
or
the kids.
Do you do the one gift Christmas Eve?
No, the kids go whole hog.
They go whole hog.
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
Eve.
Well, we usually keep a couple back for Christmas morning, but it's about the kids, right?
They go everything Christmas Eve, eh? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Go to my
Christmas
parents'
Eve right
place
here,
and
Nice.
do a little gift unwrapping and eat too much food and,
Turkey, no turkey.
both. Sometimes roast beef. Sometimes it depends. A little seafood.
Did you say roast beast?
roast beast?
That's what you want.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Why, thank you. All right. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's all about traditions. That is for sure.
And we got a little winter. We got a white Christmas for sure.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
So it was not fun shoveling, but
Yes, it was. Shoveling's okay. You got to watch it. They say that that's the one that sends most people to the hospital. They get a heart attack.
I was told not to attempt it.
I was ready for a nap when I was done.
It's just like, don't. Like, I physically think, like, I'm walking around, I'm doing stairs or whatever, but he was just like, okay, but you're in snow and, like, it's not even steps. And
it's heavy.
You're pushing and it's heavy. Like, the last thing you want to do. Like,
I don't want people to fall, so get out there and do your duty and get her done,
But my street was plowed, like, really early.
Oh,
I was surprised.
Yeah, and the plow came by and left this thing at the bottom, and it was like, But
I got through in the Audi. It was actually not that bad.
Yeah?
We didn't get that much.
Well, I'll send you some. I'll bring some in.
No, that's okay.
No.
That's okay.
Randy lives about an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, he's a little further up
here.
north.
An hour and a half.
He's not in the
Drive
North Pole.
every day.
But see, Randy doesn't have a Christmas sweater on. Still hoping Joe will be a thumbs up.
He will be a thumbs up, pretty.
The graphics, those were a little loud yesterday too, just so you know.
Well, that was fine. What's up, Andre?
Andre in the house.
You got Christmas sweater on. I was just thinking about, a name that ran up a little bit there yesterday. It's been running this Rigetti rate here. Looks pretty good to me. This 1050-ish area for some kind of support looks to be pretty good. I mean, we were basically supported that area yesterday. No reason for it to come back in today. So, you know, down 0.28. Rigetti could find a bid as quantum remains hot. You got to think about, and we talk about this all the time. You got to think about, like, you know, what is the next sort of thing to go? Quantum's already gone. Nuclear, like maybe even some of the nuclear names, like we just talked about NNE over there. Adair's been talking about them. NUKK. There's so many names that have really started to go off on this space. I just think that if you wanted to play just overall, we talked about uranium there. There's also the QTUM ETF as well, but just uranium for power. You know, I mean, if we are going to live in this next generation of technology and the chips and, you know, sort of power necessities here, especially if we talk about blockchain and smart contracts and things like that, you know, where does that come from? So that's a nice move back in right here, as opposed to trying to catch a dip or something like that in what does not appear to be coming back anytime soon, like an XLE or anything like that. If you wanted to sort of rotate out of one energy space into another, I can't blame for that. And last week we had talked, oh yeah, that's right. We don't have it on here, but this QT, there are other ETFs. I'm just going to find one that we chart a little bit better. But right here, we talked about them having micro strategy in it as well as 3%. So QTUM right there, not bad, with Rigetti as it's, I think it's top, and then D-Wave QBTS in here as well. So a couple different ETFs here to play, and at least, maybe not to day trade, but at least to look at and to have some portfolio exposure to heading into the new year.
Guys, semis very strong yesterday on the back of news that the Biden administration announced new Chinese chips probe. So semiconductors all as a group were strong. And AVGO continues to be strong, Adair, the strongest of the bunch right now, up 3 1/4. This is the 4-hour chart. But as you can see, if I flip to the 5, we're trading at highs. No specific news on this. But you and I talking off camera, I mean, when does this become the Mag 8? Or we're not going to call it the Mag 8, though, Adair.
We're not going to call it the Mag 8. There is this name that's been floating around social media. They're calling Broadcom plus the Mag 7 Batman. So BATMMAAN, of course, for Broadcom, and then all the other Mag 7 ticker initials. I actually have this graphic as well from Koithin. It's also been reposted on Trader TV Research or TTV Research, our research account. But as you can see here, Batman, so Broadcom plus Mag 7, is actually up more on the year than the Mag 7. Mag 7 up 68% cumulatively. Batman up 75.37%. So really interesting look here for the potentially new signal there, the bat signal for the market. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens there. But I thought this was really interesting to talk about as we head into the new year, maybe a new Mag 7 constituent.
Absolutely. It's up 117% year to date. I'm talking about AVGO Broadcom, and it's trading at the highs right now, boys.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what, I can't hate on it. Like, the argument that that Broadcom needs to be considered much more, like, it's probably long overdue. And Batman works as good as any. Get rid of the Mag 7. We always you always got to have a little bit of fun with it. I mean, look, what really matters here is Broadcom is it's a nice 2-day runner. Like, you can't argue with the bottoms that got put in last week on Friday, right? Like, let's just be real about it. Like, since then, and remember, we always talk about this, that move that you see down on the imbalances, you got to be able to throw that away and just remember what was happening before you had those imbalances at the end of the day. Because on Friday, like, this is where support was, then you had the imbalances. Well, you come back in yesterday, and I guess if you were looking at those lows as mattering, like, forget about it, because the consolidation was at the afternoon support, and this is just a continuation rally. Now, the downside to Broadcom is, like, NVIDIA's at 140 effectively. The 128 on AMD, which we thought was the target yesterday, it's there right now. Broadcom is, like, it's already broken away from this high at 233 and is already at next stop, and, like, 242 is the next break. So it's not necessarily the best opening, let's just go have a run and then go home in 30 minutes. It's not set up at that level. Like, I feel as if it's more the support down here at 233. So I wrote the level down, but I think some other chip names, AMD and NVIDIA, might set up a little bit better at the open. That said, you cannot sleep on the impressiveness of Broadcom. For anyone that doesn't know, like, all I will say is the only good thing about this is, while I don't own the stock, at least everyone owns it that's in the index, because it's been slept on way too long. And I love the fact that the buy up on that pullback has been swift. What you want to see in a good stock is how does it respond to the big drawdowns, and it's just buying program for 2 days in a row.
I mean, oh, there he is. Money Mitch is in the building,
Okay.
getting ready to go. Okay, we won't take too long to do all this. We're very, very excited to have him indeed. All right, we talked about some of the ETFs here, and it's been going sideways, right, the SMH, but now you're finally starting to break up. We actually talked about buying this name down here at the 240 area, so if you had done that, then that's great. We talked about it last couple weeks. I was going to say last week, but I don't know, I guess I wasn't here yesterday, Monday. So yeah, last week when we were down here at the 200 period moving average, I mean, we talked about it bouncing off there in August, bouncing off there again in September, holding these levels right now. Obviously we get some dip downs, and that's sort of when you want to like snap in there and try to grab it. If you're able to get those prices, fine. But at the end of the day, this has been a good trade. So whether or not you're looking at NVIDIA rebounding, Broadcom's a great name. And as we mentioned there, just to get involved in this space, I think you want to own some SMH for sure. It might actually be a safer play than just going right after the king. But I always say if you're going to go in the space, you might as well drop the money into NVIDIA. You had a great opportunity to do the same thing there as well. If we look at that chart back, oh, that's right. Our chart still does that, doesn't it? This one actually breached, right? We don't even have the 200 period moving average. So I'll have to get it on another chart. But at the end of the day, it fell back into support here as well. So we really like these names. I think that moving forward into the new year, forget about tax loss harvesting and all that kind of stuff. I mean, NVIDIA's been a winner, right? So if you sell it, you got to pay tax on that. We're selling the losers to save on capital gains. We're buying the winners. It looks like NVIDIA right here, the last 3 days, nice little move, 128 up to 140. It's on one of my best ideas today. For the sticky note will be NVIDIA. So we're just getting that out to you now. But we are excited to go back over the desk with our guest of the day.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, it's time to bring in Mitch Hoke, a Money Mitch from Trade the Pool. Always got great information for us. Good morning, Mitch. Merry Christmas. I love the getup over there. You're looking real good, Nightcracker, right?
Hey, bringing it all today. I mean, I heard the bells ringing out there, and I came prepared. So I'm ready to see what's going to happen today, of course. And everybody's taking a look underneath the Christmas tree. What can they get today, of course? I'll be looking, of course, to see if AMD continues. You guys brought it up, Broadcom. Those are the two that are really on the watch. But I think really what yesterday was about, and that's what I talked about in the midday, right when we started to see the cues coming back, was I said, just look at NVIDIA. Don't even worry about the rest of the market, because NVIDIA was going to tell us right there where they're going to be buying back NVIDIA. That's the worry stock, right? That's where the profit taking has happened. I think the profit taking is slowly starting to slow down. So now we're seeing NVIDIA start to get rebought, right? Because that profit taking starting to happen. Now I'd be really paying attention to it in January. That's going to be the big month for NVIDIA. But what's being talked about now, and I can tell you guys, because I'm a big YouTube watcher, all the gurus out there on YouTube, they're all talking AMD. Okay. That's what they're saying. They're saying that if AMD could potentially just get 10% market share away from NVIDIA, and where that price could take it to, right? I mean, this is still a long outside look, but I think really you have to take a look to see what else can be the driver, right? Because NVIDIA, yes, it could go up in 2025, but I don't think it has too high of a ceiling from where it is now, right? Now, I've talked about Apple being that stock for 2025, and you guys have seen the reaction. I think that's where a lot of NVIDIA's money went. And why this? Because Apple was late in the AI cycle. They just pretty much started coming out with features, right? They just recently brought ChatGPT with Siri. And I just think they're trying to pull together and find some type of innovation with AI, but they're not trying to be the first. They're trying to actually perfect the product and then come out with something in 2025 that could really generate, right? They got the cash flow. Everything's ready to go in Apple. I think you saw just even 2 days ago, a good volume spike in Apple that I'd be watching to see if Apple could just continue to lift off into 25.
Yeah, good headline with Apple. Obviously, Broadcom looking at making a custom-made chip there. AMD as well. You mentioned that down year to date, but good potential in the future. They have the MI350 advanced AI chip coming in 25. And if you look even further down, 26, we're looking at the MI400. So lots in the pipeline right there. Just need the hyperscalers to be able to buy, but they can't make them, Mitch. because Taiwan Semi's got limited capacity and NVIDIA seems to be taking the majority of that. Hopefully that changes with the new Arizona plant coming up. I want to throw another one at you. ASML beat down off the highs. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you got to just try to stay with the leader there, right? I mean, one of the things that you want to be looking at is just look around, right? It's not the semiconductor equipments that are being talked about. And you just mentioned it there with TSM, more struggles and talks. And the big concern there, I think, is just inflation, right? And the concerns for the materials, the battle between China and the US, that's not the place I think you keep going. You keep looking more at the actual ones that go and sell the producers, right? The semiconductors themselves. I'd be even taking a look to see if Micron starts to bounce back today. I think that would be one that got a little bit hit too hard, but I did see that good reaction back through the 100. I'll be keeping an eye on there. But overall, I think you got to still be positive about tech. There's just going to be stock picking environment here towards the end, right? Microsoft is hanging out there. It just pulled back to a recent resistance. So I would be looking at that to see if it creates support right now and starts to go higher. Google's already looking better. Of course, that's all quantum. And we can talk some more about the themes that are out there. I mean, there's a lot of different themes. There's quantum, robotics, drones, right? And there's a theme that I think is getting primed for another run, and that's the nuclear.
Absolutely. SMR up big year to date. You had Constellation Energy, a lot of other different names. It's a great idea, especially to be able to power all these data centers and even more in the future when there's more electric vehicles out on the road. It doesn't look like we have the power to be able to power all that at the moment. MicroStrategies, Mitch, I want to throw that at you. That we're going to hold a special shareholder meeting to expand the authorized Class A shares. Essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to be able to raise money in the future to buy more Bitcoin, up 3 1/3 today. What are your thoughts about crypto going into the holiday season and MicroStrategies in specific?
Yeah, I think crypto's in a world of hurt right now, and it's just based on just the euphoria that comes with it, right? It comes in and out of flow. I think we got to keep watching to see what happens here. There was some profit taking through the 100,000, and you can't blame people for doing that, right? As they're expecting some kind of pullback to probably reload into this. So I'd be waiting to see that 100 break again to really get excited about that. When that happens, I think that 200 could probably come faster than, let's say, going back to 70. But right here is a really kind of moment where you could get a quick little panic drop, and then, of course, it comes back. Don't forget, guys, and I always think about this. A wise man once told me, shout out to my man Dennis Dick, he said, the market likes to hurt where it can hurt the most. So in Bitcoin, for a while there was a lot of pessimistic, but it became such euphoria that the greed got there. And once it can hurt the most, yeah, it was the bulls, and it's doing that right now.
Hi, Mitch. Thank you for being here with us. One theme that we've noticed a lot as well with this holiday shortened week, at least yesterday, was these meme stocks, or these ones that get a lot of retail attention. GME made some big moves, and Rumble as well. Are there any names that you're looking at in that space, or what are your thoughts on that space heading into these holiday shortened weeks?
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of stocks move right now, and it's kind of what we call the story environment, right? I always talk about there's 4 major variables, right? There's story, fundamentals, technicals, and the overall market, right? If I could have all 4 playing in my way, yeah, that's high conviction. But right now, what's leading a lot is story. So that's what you need to be thinking about your stock. Is it a story type of stock? Because those are the ones that get the momentum and continue driving. Like you see RCAT in the drone space, in the robotic space, you could go Rich Tech or Serve Robotics, right? You're seeing moves there. Quantum, QUBT, QMCO, a lot of these kind of ripping, right? Nuclear stocks, NNE, SMR. But one thing with story stocks, and you always got to keep this in mind, is that when story stocks cool, why do they cool? Well, that's because uncertainty comes back into play into the market. What happened last week when we got that big down move in the market, the uncertainty came in, and that's why you saw the big pullback in some of these story stocks. So I'd be watching these to continue holding daily patterns more than intraday patterns. So that's the major concern now. Can they hold those pullbacks, reload, and get another rally going? So you just mentioned one, GME. GME has been holding its rally. You guys can see the MACD starting to actually cross to the upside, and 31 is a big watch there on GME. I'm watching GME to also maybe bring another trade into play, right? Is as crypto comes back into play, I'll be watching for metaverse in 2025 to even come into play. So keep your eyes on that action. But GME definitely is probably the top one there, just because it's been building and building and building. Now 31 on the move. Let's see if it can really get the rally going. It hasn't been able to break this. There's either a big seller into this 31 that it just can't break right now.
All right, Money Mitch, looking great. The get up, I think it's the best on the show today, so I'm going to have to give you the nod there, man.
Yeah, man, and one more for you guys. It's probably not being watched, right? There's always the non-sexy one. The non-sexy play, I think, today is more into your utilities.
Okay.
If you take a look at these, in the last 3 weeks, the XLU is down about 9%. It's a straight down move, right? But now you're starting to see a little bit of a turn. And I think this is also part of the seasonality coming into play. You could see some concerns with weather and stuff coming into this move. But what I'm looking for is plays like Duke, Excel, to maybe just get a little bit of a bounce and just ride a nice 1% winner, 2% winner. These aren't the sexy ones, but they can definitely make you turns on that. So that's what I'm watching for. If it's 3 weeks down, can we just get a bounce right here and maybe play that back? Of course, Palantir, I think it can get to 90. Kramer said 100, so I will not put 100 out there. I will say that's always the sign of concerns for all of us traders out there when my man Kramer is out there. But hey, be careful. I will give you guys one more present. Okay. Of course, running into Monday, we got a special deal for you guys. If you buy a super, an extra, or an ultimate plan, you get a free mini limited buying power. So giving you guys a little bit of extra, and we didn't just stop there. We wanted to give you guys a little bit more, so we added some duration to the eval. So an extra 7 days there to give you guys a little bonus, especially since it's the holidays, right? And you guys might not be trading so often. We wanted to give you guys that bonus. So check that out. Of course, that will be going until Monday, so don't miss out on that deal. And like always, guys, go trading, stay safe out there. Holiday trades, Airbnb, and maybe some love, getting some love. Hey.
I love it. I love it. We already have an American Airlines headline today. We'll keep an eye out on Love, Southwest, Money Mitch, Mitch Hoke from Trade the Pool. Thanks for being on. We'll see you hopefully before the new year.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Take care.
All right.
Thanks, Money Mitch. Great outfit. Appreciate the love, and to show some love to Mitch for the ideas. I mean, you crushed it with the Nutcracker and the hat, which I'm regretting that I forgot the hat at home. It's underneath the tree. That's the one thing that we did that I didn't remember today. But we did, speaking of Jamie, we did remember this. And like yesterday and the day before that and the day before that and last week and all of that, we've been telling you this one level at GameStop. When everyone gets excited when it's at 30, it's like when it breaks 32 and a quarter. Just don't forget it, because on a day like today, if things slow down and there's not much happening and you get a break of that top, then you want a squeeze name. And if you got a squeeze name out there, then it's good to go. While we were talking to Mitch, just worth pointing out a few things here, though. Tesla's are now up 1.5%, so it's been gently climbing. Now, when I sat down, there was an obvious level at Tesla here at 434. That was a resistance all day yesterday. I was sort of thinking it's an obvious long out in front of it. Now you'd have to pull back like almost $3 to get to that price. So when I start looking at VWAP, or 435 to try to get into this. It looked so obvious, like that resistance into support, but you're already trading away from it on Tesla as that one goes higher. The NASDAQ and the ES both into the green. The thing that hasn't broken yet, NVIDIA still hasn't broken out that 140.5, but Tesla certainly already on the run. It's gearing up to be a nice one here with the market breaking away. So you got to like what you see early, but we're still 30 minutes from the open.
Yeah, I'm not expecting too much on the imbalances. We can show a little bit of that there. But yeah, GME, funny that Mitch talked about that as well. We have that right now on the sticky note as well here today. Just looking for a top break. And I put as well as Tilray showing out there. I said 420, huh? Remember that tweet right there? And we have today, it's starting to go a little bit to the upside. I'm not going to talk too much about GME. Neil just talked about it. But Tilray, which we may or may not get to. There it is. So up 8 and a bit as investors, probably more like traders rather than investors, get excited here about a potential move in the new year with over 12% short float in Tilray. We've seen this name really, really moon, but that was when they had that short float of over 50 to 70% or something. Way back in the day, this name got to like $250 on, I think it was low float and the short, but now that's all been changed. So Tilray right into here, 160. It looks like we're back above that level. So for me, I wrote down 140 on the sticky note was a level that we liked, and the reason why is that is basically where that 50-period moving average is and where the top, maybe I'll just zoom in just a little bit to show you guys, right into here, like this 140 to 145 area is where I was thinking. Yesterday's close in and around 140, 141, so we'll see if we can get a dip buy for Tilray today. I don't want to get too excited about it, trading up 8% when I know it's basically like a fraudulent trade, but it's going to be one that, you know, it could be one of those plays where you put a little bit of money in now, see if you get that bump coming into the new year, and then if it's real and you believe in it and it starts to get a little bit more oomph into it other than what people believe could happen, then I like Tilray there. And I think that it's moving much more, at least it was last time I checked, CGC. This name's been... This is interesting because it's been split and all that kind of stuff, so there's CGC problems as well. But $5.50 down to $3. Either way, there's a lot of these marijuana names. If you want to play it safe, you just go with MSOS. But I think Tilray is the one with over 12% short float. So you can see it's the only one moving right now. So we'll see what's going on with Tilray. But another play there, similar to GME, but I think GME has been hanging out at that top for a while. I like that break of 32 better than anything else, just as a trade. So it's pulled back, though, a little bit here off that 32. Not today, but just since then. 31.25 maybe is the break early. Before we go back to the desk, I know it's 9:06. We got to get on this train here a little bit. I just wanted to show you there wasn't too much on here so far here today. So Go EV warrant, so we can check out to see.
That's halted.
Right, so I was going to say we can check out what's going on there.
Reverse split.
Reverse split, okay. So we'll wait to see when that opens up. The biggest, looks like market cap name on here, we've got Uber right there. Nice bounce for Uber the last couple of days. Obviously, they got kicked down to 58 and change there. What was that bottom wick? Yeah, 50, almost 59 there. We were trading it that day. So that's one of the bigger names that's on the board. All right, let's go over our watch list. You can go get that for free. Let's go talk to the desk.
We're going to have a look at the futures to start over here on the ES March contract. We're already up 0.19. We closed out yesterday at 60.36, already trading above that, trading at the high at 60.48. So look, I was going to say 60.50 as resistance, but it looks like we're going to take that. If we can open and stay above 60.50, let's use it as support. If we don't, if we give up that level, we're looking at 60.25, which was a consolidation top yesterday during the day as support, guys. All right, make sure to get the watch list sent to you every day. Adair prepares it and we all use it. And we all know a good morning routine requires organization. That's what the watch list provides you. It comes right into your email, Trader TV Live, right there on your screen. Have it sent to you directly and get your day ready and organized. Let's start with the first ticker today, TSLA, already up 1.5% over here on the back of good news, especially for those living in colder climates. They're introducing a new feature to help preheat your batteries and obviously give you quicker charging and less battery drain for those obviously living in climates like ours, Adair. So nice move up 1.5%.
It's a really interesting look here for Tesla. There's, of course, a lot of science behind it as well, but we also have Tesla executive here, the director of charging for North America and some other regions named Max DeZager, basically saying that you're going to get this AC ripple current coming through the superchargers, which allows even these cold-soaked lithium iron phosphate batteries to be able to get back into the road apparently up to 4 times faster due to this warming technology. That's a really interesting note. And another different supercharging note here, which is also pretty positive, is apparently Hyundai EV owners are going to be able to use Tesla's supercharging network as of Q1 2025. So definitely keep an eye on superchargers here.
Yeah, and I think Elon was also looking at making sure that all the supercharging stations were up and running during the holiday season as more people travel. He's sending out Tesla's supercharging battery packs to those locations to make sure there's uptime. So good luck there, guys. 1.5% already here in the pre-market.
Yes, sir. Tesla is definitely a good trade idea today, I would think. And this Christmas, give yourself the gift of smarter trading with trade ideas. Don't miss out on 25% off all subscriptions, including upgrades to premium. Unlock powerful trading tools and insights to take your strategies to the next level. But hurry, this special offer ends December 26th. Use code TraderTV25 at checkout to save big. Visit TradeIdeas.com today and make this holiday season your most profitable yet. Scan that QR code you see. Click the link in the description. Shout out to Trade Ideas. Great promotion. Remember, Trader TV 25, so you can get that deal. The deal on Tesla at 420 is over. So, okay, I shouldn't, you never know, I suppose. Like, I mean, it could dip at the open. And if you can see the last few sessions, that's where it's been able to hold on to. But if we get it, we get it. You have to chew through yesterday's resistance at 434 to get there. So I think longs over this prior resistance level at 434 to keep it simple. That gives you room to this 445, 447 high. That's kind of like the one push you're looking for. Play in the longs here to try to play it into there. Try to keep it simple there in Tesla. If we do lose 434, I got to feel like every time it's been under 435, it's gotten to 420. So I would wait. If we lose the bid right away, I'd be looking for only one bounce, and it would be at that 420 level. It's been the level. You can joke about it all you want, but it just keeps bouncing there. So if we lose 434, that's the one.
Yeah, I mean, up 1.5%. Just looking to see. Let's see what we could possibly see for a trade here. I mean, yesterday right off the open was pretty dramatic decline. I mean, we saw that across the whole space. So for that to get back, like Neil said, back into 420 today, probably not. So we have to see what those imbalances were. I don't know what they were yesterday. I wasn't here, but it seemed like a lot of these names came back in. So I would just look exactly the levels Neil mentioned, man. 434. There is not much to talk about. Let's talk about maybe the upside of where we could go if and when we break. I mean, up 1.5%. The market's still going higher right now. So if you miss everything, basically, like, we're not long right now, and you're looking to say, I still think there's a lot of congestion up here into 450. So I'm not really sure where the long is other than playing it back to VWAP. Like, I don't know if it's good enough here to punch this 441 long, 440 long, because you've had a couple spots right there from yesterday or from 2 days ago where we couldn't break through this 441, 442 area. So that could be an area of concern for me. But yeah, no, I mean, it's making the moves now. It's pulling back a little bit here, which is a little not puzzling. I mean, it's only down $1 from the high, but look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ keeps on creeping higher here, and Tesla's pulling back. So I would say a VWAP trade for me would be something that is worth putting on early. So that's most likely what we'll wind up doing right off the open, is if we do get a VWAP dip buy, we'll trade that. Look at yesterday, VWAP, like, it just kept holding to the short side. So let's see if we put it around and see if it holds it to the top side like it did right here and like right here again. And then yesterday into the close, I guess right there at 330, once we finally lost it, that was that. But again, a hold and then a hold again, whoop. And then we only fell down $2. It's not the end of the world. Then the retake and the close. So yeah, for me, VWAP may play. But again, off the open, always trying to be safer with the 200 period. So maybe 433, but that coincides with the levels we've already talked about. So 434, 435 there for Tesla. I like it. And it's not on the sticky note, but it probably should be. There's just a few names that we were looking at. So yeah, 434. We'll keep it on the board here for Tesla.
All right, guys, let's have a look at Meta moving up nicely, almost 1% here in the pre-market. Looks like as if they're going to be including a display for notifications and AI responses with their new Meta glasses slated to be released in late 2025. You'll recall that Zuck obviously unveiled the Orion prototype glasses, which are augmented reality. Looks like they're going to incrementally introduce some of the features there, but not fully like the Orion glasses. They are up 0.19.
It's funny, this was actually initially reported yesterday by the Financial Times, kind of went under the radar. Meta had that great push. I'll use the 15-minute chart so we can zoom out a bit into that 600. Yesterday, we closed at 599.85. So we had the wick above 600, got 600 in the post-market, but we'll have to see here. As of right now, we're nicely above 600 in a cool little consolidative range with potentially a bull flag breakout on watch for META. Keep an eye on what we did last time we broke with this level to see if there's any support resistance.
I kind of feel like it was a decision, like that high at 600 on Meta was similar to the 434 we just talked about on Tesla. And I kind of like Tesla's better. It was a longer consolidation. There was more confluence with the other days in there. And, you're already at 605. But I think you could treat it the same way. Like as long as if you hold the opening range at 6, then you got breakouts to take you into 610 to 12. You have a dip into 600, the prior close, I think is a bit of support, and I wouldn't want to fight it underneath. I just happen to prefer Tesla as a trade. Tesla obviously does better volume. Tesla's volatility tends to be better. Nothing against Meta. The other thing to consider about Meta is, and we bring this up, like if you like stocks, like an individual stock, I should say, when it gets to the 50 period or the 200 period moving average, those tend to be good places to accumulate shares or to buy them up. And you can see this one, either when it regains it or just bouncing clean off the 50 period. When I see that, like my first thought is just be generally bullish until it breaks some kind of a trend, short-term trend, because you've made the 50 period bounce. Once it holds that, like last time it did it, you got an all-time high. And I don't see why you wouldn't at least retest toward that high. And it's got a few days to get there before the end of the year.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we're not going to talk about Google or anything like that. But I mean, the name that I like, if we're just going to switch a little bit over, Amazon just continues to sort of hold some of these levels up at the high side of this 220 mark. So, I mean, that just seems to be good. And right now you're starting to go to the upside here, moving with the market. I really think Amazon can break and come on, chart change. It can break and get a little bit higher there for Amazon. So a little bit of a hold. I like this trade right back into 224, 224.50 from yesterday, not too far away. So this could be another one of those names. And this looks much better to me if we could break through here, because then you have clear sailing a little bit up to 230. So if you break through this 226.50 area, I actually really like that trade. Yesterday's highs goes back actually much back into yesterday. This is the 19th right here. So the 19th, 226.50 for Amazon. So this is looking like a really good trade. Actually, I'm gonna make sure to mark this one. A 226 break on AMZN. Seems pretty good. I know yesterday, and I know this is not consumer staples or anything like that, but we'll just watch out for the retail side of things here. But yeah, for right now, nice move upside. Costco, Walmart still continue to work. I think Amazon continues to work as well, and many more reasons other than simply I think it's going to be a big streaming time too, because you have Netflix having these NFL games that are going to go off without a hitch as well. And then Amazon has NHL, they have NFL, soon to be probably, like one of them is going to bid for those Christmas NBA games. I know like all this stuff's going to happen. So I really like Amazon moving forward. So yeah, I like this name today, 226.50. I thought we just sort of baseline that for you, and I think that's a good break there as well. So green Xmas for BTC, I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned that we're under that 100 grand. Let's go find out some of the stories and head over to the desk.
We're already up on the way, Sean. 3 1/3 right now for Bitcoin, moving above that $96,000 area. Here's the headline, though, for MicroStrategies, which is also up 3 1/3. So it looks like they called a special shareholder meeting to vote on expanding the authorized Class A shares, so in other words, common shares, from 330 million to 10.3 billion. He also wants to increase the preferred stock shares, the amount authorized to be issued, from 5 million to 1 billion. The whole purpose here is to be able to enable future capital raising to obviously buy more Bitcoin. This is the plan here. He's calling it the 21-21 plan, which is aiming at raising $21 billion via equity financing, Adara, and another one through fixed income securities, obviously another name for debt.
Yes, and Sharif and I were talking off camera. Of course, the 21 has to do with the fact that there are 21 million Bitcoin, so we thought that was a nice touch. Also, though, Ethereum is looking pretty interesting here. We checked out the watch list. I mentioned this in the watch list as well. But Bitcoin was red yesterday. Ethereum was green. This is the daily chart. Nice volume as well on that pop. And if you notice here, Ethereum, generally, we're seeing a little bit more green volume than red volume in these different periods. So let's see if we're able to get a push here. Right now, we're positive in the day, holding on to 3,400. But as I mentioned yesterday as well, bit of a double top at that key 4,000 level for ETH.
Even hitting the do something button. Well, how about Bitcoin already did something? Now we're going to go back a little bit because this is on Sunday, 96.4, and then we come back late, right at the end of the day on Sunday, and then Monday morning, 96.4 again, and just now, 96.4. So this is clear quad top resistance on 96.4. If you bust that out, I mean, MicroStrategies ought to have 350 in it. if we get that kind of a move. Like you're seeing the consolidation. Also, I mean, follow that move up in Bitcoin for MicroStrategy. If we break out that top, you break 45 and you get into this 50 resistance. The one thing, and I know it's not to pick on the miners, but when you're at a resistance level, if we don't break out, I always want to look at what is weak in the space and the low-hanging fruit for if we fall from that area, then like Mara, which has been trending down, is underneath resistance. There was a flat bottom break if we just broke down that 92, and that's down at 1890, but now that that's bounced away, if we do not break out on Bitcoin and there is a pullback, Mara is still underneath its consolidation at 20.5. That's the one I'd look for, but I'm looking longs mostly off the open today. It'd have to be some kind of a pullback, which is not happening right now on Bitcoin, and then it's Mara that I would look to join if I was trying to execute the trade. But because we're looking bullish early, it's not going to be front of the mind.
All right, so yeah, great call there. Looking at Mara, I mean, for me, we've sort of here. Let's call up the Bitcoin chart here just real quickly, because we've talked about this 15-minute chart with the 200-period moving average and how much we've sort of liked that and how we've been watching it. So let me just refresh this and to show you right now. So right here, this is that chart. We've been talking about it. Let me just maximize this and zoom out a little bit so we can see what's been happening. So here's the break underneath. You know, big move there. Couldn't blame anybody that got long in and around this break right there, 97, 98,000. It does go up all the way up into that 99.5 and then fails again. And then just comes in and hovers. Now breaks below, stays under there for a minute. And then there again right now is a confirmation break of that 200-period moving average there for Bitcoin. So is it real this time? I mean, if you played it here, you got to, I mean, in my opinion, you got to play it again. You are bouncing right off of this level, 96.3. So 96.3 came into play there and there again. But again, we were underneath. So momentum now has completely changed to the upside here, breaking the trend, breaking higher. I think Bitcoin can continue to go. And I think it is going to be a Merry Christmas for this name. I wouldn't be surprised if, honestly, we make this run up to this 102 area in the next 24, 48 hours. Nice little move upside here. We'll see if it has enough volume. I mean, that's what Bitcoin needs, right? It means a little bit of catalyst, a little bit of volume, a little bit of traders trading this thing. With the primary markets closed tomorrow and half day today, I could see traders turning to crypto. And if you're going to turn to crypto to trade it, get out of here, then I think this is a long. So that's what I would be doing if I was trading crypto, going long instead of short. So to me, this break right now of 96.5 is good to go, baby. And you hold it back down to this 94.750, this 200-period moving average. So yeah, I'm all for that. And if we're going to do that, then I think I know we got to go. We don't have too much time left. So we'll continue to look at it. But IBIT would be what I'd choose to trade with. You know, a pullback into VWAP would be pretty sweet as well. So right now, IBIT breaking that 55 is very similar to that 96 level that we just talked about, 96.3. So I'm going to be long IBIT at some point there today. Anything off VWAP would be great, 54.20, 54.25.
With early flights today on American Airlines, we're met with a bit of a concern, especially early on this morning as flights were grounded for about an hour. That grounding has since been lifted just before 8 a.m. The Federal Aviation Administration site that they said the ground stop on American flights had been lifted. American responded on Twitter saying a vendor technology issue briefly affected flights this morning. That issue has been resolved and flights have resumed. We sincerely apologize to our customers for the inconvenience. Any other corollary effects to this, Adara?
What was interesting too, I'm hearing different reports about what the outage actually caused. Some passengers are saying they heard that people are having issues scanning boarding passes. There was also some reports here that it had to do with launching the plane. So not really sure quite what happened. What we know it is back on track here. And interestingly enough, American Airlines actually responding and interacting with customers on social media throughout this whole thing. So it got a lot of social media attention. American Airlines already over 2 million shares traded today. So this, even though the situation is resolved, could still be interesting to look at.
And because it got resolved and like the fact it got back to almost flat, it was green for a minute and now it's just very, very slightly down and starting to level off. So my first thought was to back away from it. I think there's probably some people that might have gotten themselves trapped short. And if that's the case, like maybe it's a join it if it breaks out the local high kind of story. And I think you got to look back to last week like a little closer to 1730, and you zoom out a little bit, like it's more like 1735 or so. Like if it can break out that, I think you maybe trap some shorts on this story. But yeah, the fact that this looked when we sat down and you got that story, it looked like it was going to be hey, if it trends down, this ends up being serious, you could break the bottom and a continuation play. But now that it's diddling up here, I think you're better off if it were to actually trap anybody and play a breakout. But I don't think I'll be in that one. Only 5 minutes to go here. There's plenty of semi names to talk about. And AAL, had it not recovered, I think there might have been a short trade, but I'll stay away.
Yeah, I don't, we've talked about what I prefer to trade would be the Jets ETF if I was going to hold anything in a longer term spot, because then you're not really worrying about picking in between different names and absorbing these different issues. Oh my God, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Hello.
There we go.
I actually got it. I think that was okay. The cover and the mute, I think that was okay. But right into here anyways, Mitch just talked about LUV. Oh my God, I'm going to sneeze again. Yep.
That's all. Bless you.
Mitch talked about LUV there, and I just wonder if it's sort of this. There we go. I was still muted. Mitch talked about LUV, and I was just wondering if it's like looping up into here, trying to break through this daily level right there of 35 and change. So, yeah, with only 4 minutes to go, this looks like a good trade. Honestly, breaking this top right here, trying to loop up, look at it, hold the 50, hold the 50, hold the 50, and now try to go. I like this trade. Breaking through $35 right now is LUV. All right, I'm going to go freshen up there and then get right back. Let's go to the last story here, semis. I think we have the trade here.
All right, guys, last one on the rundown here. Semis, AMD and Micron specifically in focus today as Rosenblatt giving them the nod, adding them to the top stocks pick for early 2025. With respect to AMD, they're maintaining the buy rating Adara with a price target of 250. Specifically, though, the growth drivers that they like, momentum in the CPU and GPU market. They also see secular opportunities in GPU compute and AI inference. We know that the inference chips are not the same as the training chips, and they also like the EPIC processors, which AMD has been making for a while for their data center CPUs. And there's also the MI350, the MI400 that we were talking to Mitch about, anticipated in 25 and 26 a day.
Well, some excitement for AMD. The Micron note is a bit more interesting, especially because they picked Micron specifically as a top pick for the first half of 2025. We know that their guidance for Q2 2025, which would end up falling around the January quarter, was super weak, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. Basically, Rosenblatt likes the opportunity for DRAM and content deployment, especially with AI platforms. Also talking here about the HBM opportunity with Micron due to trade ratios. So basically saying, though, that there are some supply issues in the HBM space. So it's a pretty mixed note, especially compared to the AMD note. But keep an eye, I guess, on Micron in H1 2025.
2 minutes to go. Try and be very quick about this because NVIDIA is up the top for me, and I have Palantir as well, but I'm going to quickly point out Palantir has a resistance 81.15, looking for a long breakout. NVIDIA, it's a continuation play. I think it's an obvious, all the chip names were strong. I think this is one of those ones where you just want to join a chip if it can rip. So if 140.5 is good to go, locked and loaded for a long trade, I don't really have a dip buy other than you have afternoon support. It was about 138. I think that can be in play. The other thing is AMD just hit 128 and pulled back. So 128 is a multiple top on AMD. It needs to do it at the open. It's not good enough to break it now and wick it in the pre-market. But AMD's got a long line of resistance at 128 for the last week and a half, as I said. So both of these are set out to break. Intel was a great long yesterday, but these are the two that I'm looking at with a minute to open.
Yeah, so semis, I mean, the number one trade for me today is watching the sticky note is going to be NVIDIA back down to 139.50. I just thought yesterday's close would be a price. So right into there, we'll see if it can hold at 139.50. Obviously a dip down wouldn't surprise me either into 138 and change 138.50. So, something like that could wind up happening there. The 5-minute chart gives us a 200 period here at 138. So I could see that yesterday's VWAP close, somewhere into there as a hold if we do rip, supports or if we do dip into those levels, I like NVIDIA. We could talk about AMD, and we will be doing that. Palantir for me, again, you know, I don't know about that break through 82. I wrote down try it if it goes through just to see, but at the end of the day, Palantir does have these moves consistently as well. So a little bit of a move down to $2 wouldn't surprise me, so we'll wait to see for an $80 long or so for PLTR. But yeah, NVIDIA's dipping a little bit here, so we like that play. And then Uber 6150 I like as well with only 10 seconds to go. Today's bell brought to you by Merry Christmas Adara. There it is. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I like that. We go, Trader TV does Jeopardy. What was up with that? We're down for doing some Jeopardy. All right. Oh, we are doing it later today?
Quotes. What the?
When? Today on what show? All right, let's do it right now. No, okay. All right, so here comes Uber here. 6150 is what we wanted to talk about a little bit there. So we'll wait to see if there's anything going on with Uber, but down to 6150 was an area of interest for us. Not open yet, Uber. So yeah. I don't know if you're trading anything over there, but so far nothing.
Palantir made... sorry. It's a little frog in my throat there. Palantir made that break of 81.15 instantly into... Sorry, everybody. 81.50. How is that back already? But you've got resistance at 82 even. So scalp into 82 and then look for a secondary push. So it already made that break. AMD went the other way, and it went the other way in a hurry. Wow, whoa, wee wah. Okay, AMD just dropped $3 and is still falling, and it's falling like an absolute rock. So with the market coming back in, if Palantir loses 81, I feel like I don't want to get trapped. Because we've always talked about these early moves. Like the early push on a holiday shortened day, you want that one to be the one. So if you lose the original breakout trade, I'll just scalp and then get out. And let's regroup. AMD, I thought they need to break 128 at the open, and the answer was it is absolutely flushing. Tesla, so, I mean, Palantir's going. Tesla already went as well. Tesla at 440, so you can... Yeah, the dip buy on Tesla, forget about it. The big story is that AMD moved to the downside there. Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, it gave us an opportunity to grab 50 cents right here on NVIDIA. There's our 139.50 as it was written. I mean, it's the exact price that we got. So we got 139.50. We'll put it down on the sticky note. So that's a 50-cent winner right there. So we'll hit, thanks to Kathy Wood. I don't know if she's in here buying or not, but we'll see what happens. As Neil said, we don't want to take everything for granted too much here. So we'll get out of some of this as we continue to move up. So we're already out of a third right now, a little bit under a third right now of NVIDIA. Okay, I'm gonna take another opportunity, get some out right now and spin the money right here. I'm sure Palantir's going, NVIDIA right now as well. So $1 in the money over here on this one. And there goes Palantir as well, breaking through $82. Man, oh man, do we like that stock. We do miss the buy through 82. Here comes a little bit of a pullback, but maybe not. Let's get long some Palantir. There it is. Yes, sir. Nice little long through 82 as well on PLTR. So far, so good on that one.
So far, so good for sure. The market's bouncing with it as well. So, Tesla has hit 440 bucks. It looks like pretty much everything is going. Palantir, by the way, the all-time high on Palantir is right, like it is here. It's 82.60 I have as the all-time high. That was a bad wick, I believe, yesterday. So you're going to get an all-time high any second now on PLTR. Bye-bye. And Tesla will try to join it at some point. But Tesla also going heavy, $441. You don't want to chase too far, but at this point, if you got the open runners, you're good to go. You can be one and done for sure. And NVIDIA, I like to break at 140.50. That's coming right about now on NVIDIA.
Yeah, so we are just like right now, guys. Honestly, one and done, two and done right here as well. So good trading. Palantir, obviously, take that 82 break is exactly it's sort of what we had said there. The thing about taking those breaks is that allows you to take a bigger position for me because it's a break trade, right? And we've talked about like, you know, not trying to catch too many falling swords. So I wind up having more shares in Palantir than I do in NVIDIA because NVIDIA was dripped down and I just didn't want to get run over as we've done many times before. But here it comes right now. That's a smooth dollar club, obviously, on both of these names right now. But we'll see if NVIDIA wants to go a little bit higher. I believe it does. So let's continue to chase that one or let it go higher there. Palantir, we got a good fill there, right? 82. 82.90 right there on Palantir. So good out for us there as we still have half left on that name as we get some more. Oh, wow. Okay. We are really, really.
It's 83 now.
We are really big there on Palantir. So, yeah, good job here on that one as we continue to go higher. So, we pretty much punched a decent size there. So, yeah, we'll take that right now. So right now we're $1. We're $3, $2.50 in the money in total right now on NVIDIA. Wow. Man, oh man, like they make me take these holidays, but we would have loved to have been here yesterday as well for you. But there it goes again right now. Big time trading here as, feeling a little bit better now about Christmas and the bills that are coming through after some of these trades. So far, so good there today as we go 2 for 2 with NVIDIA pegged at that price and Palantir as well. So 2 big trades right now. Let's see if they can carry through the rest of the day.
Well, we always say rest of the day, but this is a different type of day.
Yeah.
When the holiday shortened, and we saw this on Black Friday, the first original push, when it reverts, profit when it reverts that top. So if we revert the top, I want to make sure that we're jumping out of this bad boy. And it's parabolic to the upside on a lot of these names. The market itself, though, for everybody, the NASDAQ is not doing anything. So this is very, very specific what you're seeing. So I've got a trail. I want to throw 1 minute up in a quick little second, but I'm going to have a trail very tight to every single even dollar at this point on Palantir. It's absolutely gonzo. You haven't broken 141 in NVIDIA, but I feel that's just, it's just a matter of time before you get that 141 break. At this point, we got to see it go. Tesla is the only missed opportunity in there, and there it is. I'm going to get out of Palantir at the 83. I said I'm going to trail the even dollars. If it got to 84, we trail that as well. So that was my plan of action. Tesla's only missed opportunity because technically it did pull into 435. So you got 435 and you had an opportunity. I don't necessarily want to be chasing Tesla. And for anyone watching AMD, it's still falling like an absolute rock. There is no bid under AMD. Obviously, the breakout just didn't happen for AMD. Good thing you wait for it to break at the open. I think if this thing goes red, there might be a mean reversion trade in the other direction for advanced micro devices, but I think it's a good idea to have backed away from it.
And I hear on Amplitech, AMPG, this one on Friday announced that it closed a couple registered offerings valued at $2.2 million and $3.1 million respectively, but no new catalyst for AMPG. It does have a float of 8.7 million shares. There's also some continuation, as Neil mentioned, Rumble pushing higher here, trying to get to yesterday's highs here around that 1465 level. GME also had a nice start to the day of pulling back a little bit here. Not a ton of volume, though. We're still below 1 million shares traded on GameStop. Back to you guys.
Oh boy. All right. I think I just heard Obi talking about maybe Palantir here, but yeah, we are really, really big on this name as it continues to go. We're actually wind up making more money on Palantir than we will on NVIDIA. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Right now, they're both $1.30 in the money as we continue to climb here on these names. So nice little move upside there for both. As there goes, let's go Palantir. Let's see if it can just keep on going, man. No, it's at the high of the day right now and making all-time highs, and I don't see any reason for myself right now to back away. We just got another out right there, 83.50. So, we'll, like Nia had mentioned there, we'll start to get some out. But we are right now holding now $3. We are holding $2.50 in the money. All right, there goes NVIDIA, guys. You want to talk about a big boy trade right there for us? $1.50 now in the money. We wish we had more shares, though. Good trade there for NVIDIA. $1.70 now in the money. I'm going to get another piece out. Palantir seems to want to stop here in and around 83.50. Fine by me. Let me just punch out for like 5% of what we have left. There we go. On the way down now as it starts to come back off that little level right there. But it's NVIDIA that's making them sing right there. This is NFT right there. We get that bottom as it was printed on the sticky note. Go make sure you find it out. 139.50 is the price. I mean, it's sometimes I don't like how we come up with some of these. We talk about them. There it is, 139.50 on NVIDIA. So Merry Christmas, man, and to all a good night. I mean, if you are done trading right now, then yeah, I mean, you probably followed these trades, to be honest with you. $3, $4 now in the money on these two names. So let's just continue to watch out, man. Palantir at highs and Rip City there today. I mean, great trading on those names, obviously, there. Palantir and NVIDIA just continue to go higher and higher as this day continues to get better and better.
Yeah, it was a great one. And look, the top two names on my list today were NVIDIA and Palantir. Unfortunately, Tesla was on the list and not traded. But, Tesla wasn't quite as clean a move. NVIDIA continues to break out. It took the 41. It was I like breakouts on NVIDIA, so we had the 40.5. It initially failed. It came right back above, played into 41. We're back into it. We're going to look for a push into 142. Palantir, I'm out. I liked 81 over 82. I'll give you the black shark because that's not a New York stock anymore. We got the 81 break, played it to here, played it to the high on a trail, and now it's just all-time high. So I'm out looking for, I'm not going to revert anything, but once it did a reversion on the holiday shortened day, my plan was to get the out at the next even dollar. So we're going to cover it. Obviously, NVIDIA hadn't broken yet at 140, so it made me still like being in. Tesla, while not in it, it is what it is. I can tell you what the plan. If I was in this stock and we'd actually gotten that long, the plan was to be trailing if it got to this level. It was played it here. You saw on the morning show into 445, 447 in that pre-market. So obviously Tesla's made it to target already and continuing to fly. The only thing that's nuts is that didn't make any sense, at least originally, is AMD continues to follow the downside. Bitcoin's at 97, so that's going. We're favoring the longs. The longs have worked out. I don't feel any compelling reason to catch a falling knife when it comes to AMD. You're just like, what's the point of doing it? Why fight it? Everything else is looking fine.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, could not agree more with pretty much all of that. I mean, we're having ourselves a day just watching out. I mean, right now Palantir is. I mean, it's $2 now in the money and just going higher here, Professor. So Palantir just continues $84 from 82 clean break. It's exactly, we talked about trading and how trading is all about a game plan. Okay. And it's like right on here, we have NVIDIA 139.50. That's the low of the day. We have Palantir at $82. And it's just been a good day to trade to the long side. I mean, it's been breaking there. Just like Mitch said, just like we've both been saying, you want to go long on these names. And, play the name with strength, play what you know. And for me, that's definitely PLTR and NVIDIA. Despite having a day off, just sure feels like we're right back in the pocket now again here today. So let's just keep it going. Merry Christmas to all. And let's go over to Adara.
Keep an eye on JTAI. This one is doing pretty intense relative volume here. 487 as of right now is the R-roll for this one. They are up over 170%. Announced earlier this morning they're going to be launching AVA, which is their agentic AI model to help with private jet booking. There's a short float of 17.6%, and the float here is pretty small as well. I am seeing on Trade Ideas 624.56 thousand shares, market cap as of this most recent rally of $7.2 million. So small float, very decent short float here for JTAI. And just be aware as well, we do have a number coming through at 10 a.m. It's going to be the Richmond Fed Composite Index. I'll be giving you guys that number live.
That's right. One number today. And remember, 1 o'clock Eastern time. 1 o'clock Eastern time, the market is going to be closed. Who said short days markets don't move? CDP. You never hear it around here. As a matter of fact, when we had to be away on the last half day, we were disappointed. There were great opportunities off the open, and it was favoring the long. No question that's that day. The other mover, Rumble. Remember Rumble from yesterday? That was like the one thing that you needed. Well, Rumble's testing back into its high from yesterday as well. So Rumble continues to rumble higher. I'll promise I won't say that pun again, but hey, man, the stock was up a bajillion% yesterday, so I think it was worth it. $14.50 local top. Yesterday's high at 14. It's about 14.60 something. So that looks like it could be one to make another move here, up another 8%, but that's a fraction of what it was able to do in yesterday's trade.
We just posted it up. Again, some of the trades that we've made today there with Palantir and NVIDIA. We just look at that, like 140, 150 we just got out there. We may turn around a little bit. You can see what this market's doing. We are very light now on both of these positions. We actually still, well, I mean, on Palantir, we still have 20%. Trying to hold out to see if, if this one really wants to go a little bit higher than where we are right now. You know what, we can take advantage and get out of about 10% of what we have left right there. Did we get that? No, we did not. I was waiting for 95. Where am I at? No, we got it. Okay, yeah, we go. Okay, well now it's ripping. So yeah, we get it now. Thanks for that, Palantir. As we go back up to the upside, so again, still in the money now, over $2 and change on PLTR. Let's take another look at what else we wrote down here on our sticky note today. So we have NVIDIA long 139. So we wrote that down right there as our number one stock. We had the Palantir dip into 80. That didn't happen. So then there it is right there, 82 long, if not the case. Let me check out Uber. We talked about that early. We stopped looking at it because it didn't open in time for us, but there it is right now, 61.50. So we're not in it. Uber red against a relatively strong market. So maybe we have to regroup on that thought right now, but it's at 61.50. So could be a trade. We'll have to look at that. And then GameStop 32 and Tilray. Go follow it at Trader TV. Sean, you can find out for some of these ideas every day that I'm here. All right, 31.50. Yeah, so that's still a level that we're looking at right there. $32. Let's keep that in mind. Let's watch out for GameStop bouncing off of VWAP. So
it has a chance.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good level. I think that does have a chance. And then let's go over to this one right there. All right, so there goes Tilray. Not much action at all on this name. We said that this could be a pullback area of 140. We did not want to break the top earlier today. We had talked about why it was a little bit high up there for no reason, just on speculation, which is exactly what we wrote. That was up 9% when we came in today, but I guess there was a little bit of a wick up there as well, maybe even higher than that. But Tilray here, indeed, pulling back.
Speaking of pulling back,
go ahead. Yeah.
Look, Bitcoin's at 97,000. So obviously that's good. It's strong. It broke through resistance. But what didn't happen? I had one kind of negative stock or negative look, and it was Mara. Mara failed $20. So how are you going to fail and go downside, Mara, when Bitcoin is flying higher? Well, because you're relatively weak. So as far as I'm concerned, I think I want to short into this prior high here at 1984. It's like, 1984, 1985 is about the range of that high. So I feel like the short should be on in this stock. If you get to 100,000, so be it. But this looks like a mean revert. I don't want 87s. Give me something in the 70s so I can join this move back in. Obviously, not everything is participating. The Nasdaq's blowing it out. Bitcoin's blowing it out. Everything is trading up except for on what I'm watching. I got Mara looking weak and AMD, which, I mean, AMD was just nasty there. And I said, I'm not catching a falling knife with AMD. That either broke out with the rest of the chips or it didn't, and that is just falling. It was falling like a rock. So I'm going to try and get Mara to the south side. Still in NVIDIA. Oh, Tesla couldn't break 450. Tesla got to 450 or 449.5, now starting its pullback. You want to be careful usually on a holiday shortened day, chasing moves too far, right? Because there's a limited amount of time for it to make secondary move. It's still before 10 o'clock. So there's still plenty of time here before you start winding things down. So there might be one little bit of a dip opportunity. Oh, the position board just went.
Yeah, so just in case everybody's wondering, we started the show off up $1.50 in the money. Then we got $2 in the money. Then we got $3.50 in the money. Now we are $4. We're not wearing the cow hat, but we'll blow this one for all you guys right there as well. Over $4 now in the money. Joe, you disappointed us, man. We both had money on you wearing a Christmas sweater today.
What about the hat? Oh, that's not a hat, too.
Oh, man, I could have bet you, Neil. I could have bet you.
You would have taken it.
Well, yeah, we both thought yes there. Yeah. So hopefully we get a little. The midday spirit is. It'll be there. But
I was close to bringing an extra sweater. Like I have. I'm gonna call up my wife for a second because her office, they did like a Christmas sweater day, and then she sent me the picture. I show it to you guys, but there's a bunch of people at her work that it's not like I don't want to put them on YouTube Live without their permission. But like it's a picture of like 10 people on her team with Christmas sweaters on. I swear to you, all 7 of my Christmas sweaters, except for this one, people were wearing. She took them
Yeah,
because
they're
none of them.
Amazon ones, right?
No. They were
they're all
literally mine.
literally
like she
yours.
took them in and was like, "You guys don't have any. We're taking this
literally
picture."
yours.
So they put on my sweaters and then took them off after just for the picture. Because I have tons of them. I could have brought in extra.
Yeah, it's not.
Although I don't know how you get them over Sharif's guns. That probably actually wouldn't have worked out. But
as celebrated. All right.
all right.
Real trading.
Position board's still not working.
Sir. No, it's not working yet. I think if we get in and out of some positions, we'll be able to do it right now. That's why I'm telling everybody where we're long. I mean, there it is, Palantir right there, $82. We're long there, and NVIDIA 139.50. So. Yeah, man, it is definitely a Merry Christmas. We'll go buy some more presents after this. All right, let's go check out what Uber's doing right now. I still got to get a few more, actually. All right, so there it is. So we talked about staying away from that one. So yeah, Uber falling back into $61. Let's see if there's anything else setting up. AVGO, we looked at some Broadcom earlier during the pre-show there. We could see, oh boy, we are really starting to go now. Palantir's back above $84, and NVIDIA's now back to those all-time daily highs right there. Broadcom, nice little dip. This could be prime for a rip right now as well. Okay. Still up 1.8% and trying to get a little bit higher right now is Broadcom. So that could be, I mean, it's just, I don't know what's going on right there. Nice little move downside there, but Broadcom could be at a decent buy opportunity here at 236, heading a little lower, which is strange because as I noted there, well, we just got that fill on NVIDIA, and then Palantir right now just touched again 84.30 and change. So I'm going to put another offer up there or so on Palantir. Obi just asked me if I'm still in Palantir. Yes, I am, Obi. We are still long Palantir there at $82. So not a bad little take here on PLTR, up $2. $2 here, $2 there, $2 everywhere today. Other than Tesla, because we're not in that one. Microsoft, PayPal, Netflix. I really think that all these names continue to work in the new year. So
Apple, even Apple, all-time highs. Although Apple's starting to pull back, be a little careful. The market just made a wick high. Apple just lost VWAP, so what was strong there is starting to lose VWAP. It's still not working because I just took a fill.
Yeah.
So the position board's still not working. I just, as mentioned, Rumble got to its prior high. It's now put into, there you go. It got to yesterday's high. It did a bit of a dip into VWAP. This is basically what it did off the open yesterday. If you remember, it initially made a breakout. We bought that first little bit of a dip. This dip is into VWAP, and then we'll see if we can make a fresh high here on Rumble. Only up 10% today, but heck, it can't go up a bajillion percent every single day. Tesla's now at 450. 450 break on Tesla. I don't even have an order in. I don't have an order in.
I don't have an order in either. Oh, yeah, it's going to break immediately. It just did break.
Yeah, it just broke. I don't know how much juice there is to this. You know what?
Probably good, man. Probably good juice.
A little bit of stickies there. Yeah, I hit offer enter, and this was
still no. Oh, good. The position board's working at least. Whoop.
Well, no. Okay, it's mostly working. I'm still in NVIDIA, but those are right. The Tesla's correct. I just got Tesla at 450. Rumble we just got into. The price is no. I'm not short. I covered some Rumble long at 1431.
Oh God. Okay.
So there's still some issues. So Tesla. I just did get Tesla. Come to the chart for a second. So this is
Amazon.
There we go. So Tesla broke 450.
Oh, no.
We just got. I'm going to see. I get a fill here above 451. Give me the 451.5. Okay, now we can go over.
Boy.
I am not short Rumble. That was never part of the plan to be short Rumble. I think what's happening is when I got filled at 14.3, it's taking that, and then that's the next position I took as it came up. So we're long this. I want to see if we can get some. I don't like that reversal wick at 14.5, so I'm going to get back off the bid here. But Rumble long. I mean, NVIDIA, I added at 141. It's actually pulling back. It's pulling back and holding on to VWAP. So it was a breakout trade, and then a breakout there as well. If we lose VWAP, I will be out of NVIDIA. The thing about the holiday shorten is that early move is what you want. And if it doesn't hold on, I don't want to fight anything. Like when Apple lost VWAP, you don't have to worry about it too much. I think ultimately if any of the MagSev, if any of those ones lose it as well, I think you want to stay away. Like Meta, that looks weak. Yeah, it held 600, but that looks weak. I don't see any reason to chase it. Tesla's still going on strength. Big missed opportunity down there on Tesla, but suck it up, Buttercup. It broke 450. You got to think about where it might be headed here. So 15-minute chart, There is the local high. It's either 453.5, 456 would be the two obvious levels. Has to hold on to the 450. I don't want it coming back through. When you're punching the top on a holiday shortened day, like I don't need any. If it loses 450, it could drop $5 right quick. I don't want to average into anything on the way back in. We just want it to rip and go one time.
I mean, we were supposed to go to Adair. Are we still doing that? All right, let's go.
Lots of small caps today, and as I've been mentioning Arval because it's been really strong today for these small caps. Relative volume for Baosheng Media Group is 2,455. It's a great look here for BAOS. This is a float of just shy of 800 shares, put 797,000 shares, market cap of $8.77 million, and it is a Chinese ADR, BAOS. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And again, we're about 5 minutes away from the Richmond Fed Composite Index print. Back to you.
Are we, there we go. All right, so my positions right now, I hope the best for Neil's positions. Oh, they're working now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so good. So positions now up and working for both of us. So good little call on that one so far. So there it is. So out of some PLTR here, as we wait to see if it can get a little bit higher for us from here. But just so you guys are well aware, we have 5% left of Palantir and about the same percent here on NVIDIA as well. So far okay here. Not great for the follow through on a lot of these names. But as Neil keeps mentioning there about the holiday shortened day, we're already done. So we were sort of done right there off the jump off those two early positions. That's why we're hitting it with a little bit of shares there. We didn't have the greatest amount of shares on NVIDIA like we normally do for our default there because I was not certain of that drip down. But the 139.50 came in and we played it and it played real well. So that was perfect, man. I mean, 139.50 out 141.70, so not a bad little $3 or $2 move there on those names. But let's try to look for something else. I mean, thanks for bringing this up. But, we brought this up on the show. And I said, hey, Amazon, the trade that I like is 226.50 break. I mean, that was real good, right? I mean, but again, you had to be there. You had to have it. We weren't. And there's the break. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stocks that look great on the break. And all I say to myself is, hey, self, at least we had that play. We don't have it on our blotter, but we had it on our mind. And as long as that's there, then we know that we're good. So, so far, so good there with Amazon. But again, that was a missed opportunity for sure right there on that break of 227 and change. Look, Palantir is in blue skies. I mean, because they've never been up here before. And there it goes. Just more highs right now for PLTR. I mean, what's going to be one of the greatest plays so far this year, Palantir, and a lot of people are talking about it heading into next year as well. So I don't know if the move is done or not, but right now Palantir looking like it wants to continue sort of its run from this year heading into next year to see what happens with PLTR. So I have a feeling like we'll be trading this one a lot. In the new year, Palantir, a nice move higher. And you know what? You got to keep going back to the well. Like when you're hitting these trades and they're working the way they are, you need to keep on going back to them. We have two trades right here. It's going to be a trophy kind of a day. I mean, both the trades that we put on are giving us $5 now in the money, right? So, I mean, it's about doing what you do best. Thank you, Sharif, for that. Yeah, because it's $2.50 right now on Palantir and $2 on NVIDIA. We'll see if that can get upside a little bit right there. So there we go. Well, I hope you are a Palantir believer, Rainmaker. And I'm not sure when I converted you or not, but hopefully it was a while ago. I mean, these prices are getting pretty frothy, needless to say, right here for PLTR. But I'm still not getting out of anything. So we'll see where that one goes.
Hold forever when it's a long-term play. Always determine. I like to determine left brain, right brain. Let one side be trading and let one side be investing and keep it at that. So I have some feels about Rumble here. It's now bounced twice off of VWAP in the $14 level, but it's got a rejection candle and it just rejected yesterday's high. So there is yesterday's top. There is the rejection of yesterday's top. There is the lower high. If it bounces 14 to 14.50, if that's it, fair enough. That's fine. It needs to clear out that high, I think, for a little bit of continuation. I'd like that a little bit better. And we took the shot at Mara. I got 79 short with a local stop. initially relatively weak compared to the market, but I don't want to fight anything. I said I'm not fighting anything today. Get your ones and dones, keep the loss small relative to the wins, and ultimately if Bitcoin, which is at 97.5 by the way, is going to continue to go higher, then you take the shot because this was relatively weak at the moment, but it's going to eventually join everything else. So I'm still in the ad on NVIDIA because it's holding on to VWAP, and I want to give it a chance to be able to bust out that high as well. So pretty much kept it to the 4 names that were on the list today. Actually, yeah, all of them. Tesla, Palantir, Tesla, Rumble. Well, Rumble was yesterday's trade. I mean, obviously, Amara and NVIDIA. But as far as Tesla goes, that breakout at 450 said if you chase anything, and everyone's always going to have a different style, and it's to each their own. But to me, when the stock has already gone $15 to the upside and you miss an early long like that, I don't mind taking a 450 breakout trade, but that is not a trade to hold all the way back into VWAP. Just not going to do it. Like, it breaks, it gives you the initial scalp into the first dollar, it gives you the press into the next dollar, and now we're probably pulling back into VWAP as we speak, which is a long way away, admittedly. Let's try to take the next trade wherever it happens to be. What else do we got going on? I still feel like GameStop, like today, it would be the right day to do it, and it's back at that 31.5 level. So it's about 70 pennies away. 32.25 is a level that I like for a breakout on GameStop. It just hasn't done it yet. I think it's got a very good chance. And why not today? Why not a holiday shortened day? If I'm taking a break in the second half when volume goes down, I'd rather it be a stock with a short float and a squeeze as opposed to a big cap name. Yeah, I feel like a big cap taking a break late is probably a bad idea.
Dara?
We got these Richmond Fed prints here, a little bit higher than expected across the board. Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, -10 versus -14 previous. Consensus, though, -9, forecast -8, so slightly lower than the consensus, but higher than the previous print. Same kind of deal here with the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Shipments Index, lower than the expected here, so -11 versus +2 forecast, but above the previous print of -12. And then we have the Richmond Fed Services Revenues Index, 23, that's above the previous print of 9 and the forecast of 7. Not much of a reaction here from the NASDAQ, though we did get a little bit right now, maybe of a doji candle, a candle of indecision, up about 0.75% right now for the NASDAQ. We have lots of big tech strength right now. Meta back above that 600 and trying to hold. Palantir and Apple making new all-time highs for the second day in a row. And we also have Tesla up 4.5% here. Announcing here they have these superchargers that will help warming the batteries, which is going to be a great feature here, as stated by the company's executives, TSLA. But really the winner of the last couple of days has been some of these small caps and meme runners. Rumble is still moving up here. Yesterday, they announced a $775 million investment from Tether. So RUM continuing to push higher on that catalyst, up about 14% with a sizable 21% short float. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. Happy holidays. Back to you.
Like that. Happy holidays for sure.
Happy trails.
Yeah, happy trails. I got we watched a little. Well, we always watch National Lampoons. That's a big one there. I always remember. I love cutting down that tree. That
easy
so
top
hilarious.
Easy
and
top
the squirrels in the tree. It's just so stupid, that show. But yeah. Anyways, now $5 in the money on these 3 trades. We talked about that before. Good little move on that. Not much else. Like, I want to look at some NUKK. Like maybe some. We talked about some uranium names as a possibility for a trade as well. So that could come into
collecting cups.
That could come into play. Thank you so much, Randy. There. So NUKK, just another name like getting killed. Right there today, down 15%. So let's have a quick look at SMR, see what's going on over there.
It's getting
as
nuked.
well, down to 19. Yeah, that one is kind of getting nuked. SMR down as well, down 2%. Randy, what is on your Christmas wish list, if anything, at all?
A bounce and excellent.
Warm weather, okay. Yeah.
Sunshine.
Okay.
I don't know.
So nothing your wife could actually get you, I guess. Do the kids still get you gifts? Or?
Well, you can get warm weather. You can get a trip.
Yeah, you can go definitely. I mean, if you want to go on a vacation, for sure. All right. Well, don't
you
disappear
don't.
too far, Randy. I mean, you'd be surely missed.
Always missed.
Right here. I would love to take this show on the road.
Let's take it to South Beach. Let's take our talents to South Beach.
Yeah.
I got no issues with that.
For sure. Well, I think that would be a lot of fun if we indeed did that. Okay, so nothing on the wish list other than maybe some warm weather and a little bit of
How about
vacation.
This? #1 Christmas movie. Now keep in mind, Sean, I love Die Hard, so I'm wearing the shirt. Obviously, Sean already said Christmas Vacation, so pick something different.
Oh, different. See,
No, you can do whatever you want.
I love the Grinch movie. It's always been my favorite since I was a kid.
The Grinch has to be up there.
The Grinch is, yeah.
Okay, so are we talking the original cartoon,
Grinch,
the new cartoon?
No, the original
Grinch?
The original animated Grinch.
That's what Derek got that one on.
Yeah, that's it
Hard
for
to
me.
miss.
That's a classic.
Die Hard is great, but no, the Grinch.
Can't really watch that with the little kids.
Or a mean one.
Well,
Mr. Grinch.
you're a mean one.
The original one's kind of it's kind of creepy.
At all.
It is, but it's a classic,
We
and
are
it's just
taking money from the market. And
I have to admit, I like the new animated one better than the original animated one. I grew up on the original animated one, and I actually like the new one better.
Yeah.
I literally watched it this weekend again with my daughter.
It's a musical. It's just fun, and I don't know. I'm old school.
Can't argue.
All right. Yes, thanks. Thank you, Randy. All right. So, yeah, look, the market just continues its move. We are still long everything. So, yeah, man, we are not being too mean at all to the market today. As Palantir is at the high of the day, NVIDIA is at the high of the day and going higher. So I'm going to take this opportunity, even though I just said going higher, we're going to trim out some more right now on NVIDIA and just honestly, just keep the good vibes going here today on all long Christmas Eve day. All right, it's Sector Watch, it's Small Cap Recap. It is...
No, not yet.
It is none of the above.
I don't think so.
It is absolutely none of the above.
At least not yet.
Yes.
But it will be soon. Guess what?
We're punch drunk over here.
Yeah, Tesla back underneath 450. Rumble did just hit 15. So that was a fake false break of yesterday's high, losing it's a topping tail candle. It came back underneath for the trail, and now it's at $15. This one continues to go. It was JTAI, and I know JetAI was on a lot of people's minds this morning as maybe it was going to be the runner. Double tap $10 underneath VWAP, so maybe it's not this one. I think that's why, if you're looking at the small caps, Rumble looks good. Obviously, we've already talked about GameStop a little bit. There hasn't been much that halted except for like BAOS, which I don't really know. I don't really know what that one is, to be honest with you guys. And for a lot of the other ones we're watching, Meta holding above VWAP, looking pretty strong. The all-time high moves, Apple, you can call it boring up here, but if you consolidated an all-time high, that's the kind of boring that everyone should be happy with. Apple did this. Apple didn't move a heck of a lot yesterday either. But again, it was just consolidating at an all-time high. Right now, the only thing I'm in is the reload of NVIDIA. I just want this breaking 142 before looking for a trail. And I think VWAP would be the place to get back in. It's the 141. It's where we added to it anyways. So that makes a heck of a lot of sense. Rumble, I think, still has a chance to give us another dip entry. But it'll have to be a different target. Eventually, it gets to the point where you're just looking for the prior high is the next support level on Rumble. So that looks like 1470 or so. So if it can dip down to that price, don't mind making that trade there. I see my dad's account, and that's not literally my father. That is a name in the chat saying, have a look at ARM. A chip name running, I am shocked. 3.5%. So you could have taken breakouts in a lot of chip names. Like, that's pretty clean, breaking resistance from yesterday. What I'd point out for ARM, this is still underneath the 50-period moving average. So if it does anything parabolic, anything under the 50 period, I'd look at a big resistance level like the 135 and think that'd be a good place for a bit of a turn. The same way AMD kind of had some troubles up here. And they make sense. Remember that channel on the daily? Yeah, AMD just tried to press through it and it couldn't go. So it is what it is. Bottom of the channel, top of the channel. I don't want to remove this trend line. It's been really good on AMD.
Yeah, don't remove anything. One name that I thought we could check out Uber. I mean, the market's going up, so I don't want to short things that are weak or anything like that. I want to go long on any pullbacks. I mean, right now, we're getting a pullback in Palantir. I'll maybe talk about that. It's still $2 up. But just for a longer, maybe potentially longer term play here, I really like DraftKings underneath the 200 period. 57 on what stock?
Oh, Apple.
On Apple, okay. Wow, 257, geez.
Money.
Oh, wow, what a... I remember, I bought, I was probably late. I can't remember when I bought my first Apple shares, but I remember getting that very first iPhone and buying some shares on that day as well. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens here. I can't even go back to look. I could go back to look, but I mean, these are just names that you hold on forever. I was looking at the NVIDIA. It was up 600% or something. It's just what the hell? And we just had bought that recently. I mean, NVIDIA's been up 20,000+%. So that has nothing to do with it. But I was just thinking about DraftKings here as well. Down to 35. This is a level. We've missed DraftKings there on earnings. And I was kind of Adair and I were there on the desk. I was like, what? What was it doing dripping down there? And then all of a sudden, boom, right there on the upside, and actually ended the next day up quite a bit on earnings. And since then, we pulled up into that 46 before just hitting a spot of resistance and then falling back down. I really like the space, obviously. I mean, as far as gambling and all that is concerned, I mean, more people sitting at home, watching these games at home. I mean, we do have the Christmas games on Netflix that will be...
I have a beef with that.
Two AFC games there coming through.
I hate that they play on Christmas.
Why? Every sport, pretty much. I mean, the only NBA plays on Christmas.
Yeah, no, I've never been a fan of it.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for these jokers at all.
It's not the players. It's just you got to fill a stadium, and then it's everybody that works around it has to do. And I feel like it's a bit of a distraction. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
I've never been a huge fan of it, but.
Okay. That's fair enough. I mean,
I hope the Chiefs lose.
It does kind of suck. Well, of course you do there. Hate that. I mean, I hope that the Chiefs lose as well.
No, the Bills can't get the #1 seed unless they.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, I know exactly. So I'm hoping. I think if the Bills have to go into KC again, okay, so we'll wait for that one. But all right, so I just think that DraftKings there on gambling is a great little buy opportunity. So we could definitely have a look here at DraftKings right into this area, 35. Whoa, come on, why isn't that drawing? It doesn't matter anyways. This little shelf right there. So if you do come back in. It might be a minute before that happens, but that's something that we're looking at for sure. All right, so market up to 21.9. Is that a significant level? Let's find out right here and look at the NASDAQ for us. Yes, sir. I mean, you are coming right into that bottom. We should have noticed that right here. We are into that, so it's a good thing that we are noticing it and talking about it right now because that's a level. Right? I mean, that was that bottom. We sort of made that huge move up, came back in, stopped, ripped, fed. Now we're making it all back. We'll make back this whole Fed move easily because this was telegraphed. We knew what the Fed was doing. So that was a bullshit move to the downside there. If you're able to take advantage of it, good on you. And now you're right back up to the upside one more time. All right, so 22,000, definitely something to look at. And we're not too far away from that now. Only 90 handles on the NASDAQ away from that vaunted 22,000 mark. I think if you're going to go short, maybe that's when you do it. We are now in 2% of NVIDIA and 4% of Palantir. So we are very, very light in all of these trades looking for more. And that DraftKings was something interesting. If Uber gets near, I was going to say if Uber gets anywhere near 60, we know we like that level. It did get down there, but you'd had to have, really liked it, I think, to grab it as well. This is a good opportunity to show Fabian. I want to show his shirt. Yeah, there you go. He's ready to go. Kind of he's embodied in Neil there.
There it is.
There he goes. I like the reindeer there. It's a nice little.
Hold on a second.
Oh, what are the reindeer doing? No, get that guy off.
Whoa!
Get that guy. Get that guy off. Get that guy. We don't need no procreating reindeers on the show. Right up into here. They're dancing.
No.
I
didn't realize it was.
For any minors or anything that are potentially watching, the reindeers are just dancing with each other. Yeah. I just didn't know if that was appropriate for this time of day.
It's a dance hall move.
I know
it's called daggering.
Trust me, Fudd Farm there, he is not homeless. I mean, he's fine. We are just relaxing here today, and we are all very, very much chill out. So thank you for that one. Fabian, the well-known Chilean nightmare around here, and not a nightmare at all.
He's not a nightmare at all.
He is a very, very nice
and always a heck of a lot of fun, and of course being a good sport. The market obviously got to that turn point, so a couple of things are happening. Tesla, I saw in the chat a lot of people are asking about Tesla. Tesla into VWAP. It's trying to hold VWAP. This will be key. Like at this time of the morning, like remember, like I know it's 10:13, but you got to keep in mind we are less than it's less than 3 hours away from the close here. Like you have 2 hours. We have 2 hours for 40 minutes or whatever it is to the close. So you get like maybe one shot for some dips. Right now, NVIDIA, it's right into our ad. I want to see it hold on. The prior bar high was 1480. I basically held on to 10% to see if it could crack 42. And if we can close the bar above, show me a rounded bottom off of VWAP, then I would like to reload that trade. And then Rumble is the other one. I would rather be reloading a parabolic type, like small cap gapper to go into the second phase of the day here. I'm looking for that fail of 15 to hold in and around the prior high. Like it's either hold a prior high or work back to 14 even, one of those two. So I want to see the rounded bottom. I want to see it actually hold this low and maybe maintain some strength here. Do not want to fight a complete reversion of any of these moves. Like that's the one thing that I wouldn't want to get involved in, like catching that falling knife. It has to show you a very clean turn and then work into it. So yeah, it looks like NVIDIA wants to close on that green. It's looking pretty good. I think if you're looking for short, I would make the argument that AMD actually looks very weak. I'm not looking to short. I didn't really, like Mara was the only thing. I tried it. We lost 11 cents on it in around 9 pennies. But at the end of the day, this looks like a short as well. You know, I don't necessarily want to do it. I'd rather focus on maybe catching one last salvo on these long trades. But AMD, disappointment. You can be up 1% and be a disappointment. I think AMD fits that bill. I'm guessing Intel probably bucked it as well. Although Intel was trash too, but it's actually looking a little bit stronger now. Like right back into yesterday's level. So it's going to go green.
It's so strange, some of these names. Like we sit here and wait for something to happen, and then it's like, oh my God, something happened, and then it's like, we don't have it. Yeah, so I still like Amazon. Here, someone was just saying that we missed Rigetti as well. Mr. Longshort, shout out to you on that one. You are right, for sure. We do miss that Rigetti as well to the upside, but it's not an exploding move there. We just did talk about sort of getting that 1050 area, which would have been great if you had gotten it. There's only, I know Obi and I, Neil and I, we talk about this all the time, and that is like my trading, and I know this is true for Obi's as well, really elevated, just trading less names. And I think, I think that's true for pretty much everybody. If you can focus on a strategy and trade the names that you want with more shares, that's better. I used to be in like 4, 5, 6 positions at once. Now you can see these are the 2 positions that we've had from the open. And it's just 82 boom right into there, and then NVIDIA boom. So we've made our day early on this, and now just sort of waiting to see if anything else falls into place. I mean, that was a good sort of a call there on Intel. We had Qualcomm moving around and Qualcomm and ARM there. They had some news recently as well. So Qualcomm and ARM. Qualcomm's been really disappointing right off the top. And again, I kind of like some of these names when you come into some of these levels. And it's like I am very, very tech heavy in my portfolio, which is why I was thinking about, the most recently I bought DIA. We talked about buying the diamonds on the dip. So I went here. It hasn't worked out. It's not like this is doing anything. We're long at 426. On the diamonds there on the dip. It would have been better to buy the NASDAQ, but I'm trying to diversify a little bit and get a few other things other than just pure tech names. So I do like diamonds, of course, with the recent inclusion there of NVIDIA and Salesforce. So there are more tech names in this play for sure as we go. So that's something else that I've been trying to buy. Look, my eyes are going upside here because what I'm trying to do is find, first of all, I got to order some gift cards here. I have some ideas for my kid, my son. I want to get him. He's not watching, so gift cards for one of his favorite barbers. So I'm going to get that going through there. I think that's about right. Cuts around here $40, $50. I think that's about right for that. Plus give a little bit of a Christmas bonus there. I'm going to get him a gift card of $100 and see. That's just for something there. Because you know what he tells me? He tells me he wants I said, what do you want for Christmas? He goes, a new monitor. I'm like, okay, new monitor. That's not too bad. I'll put a new monitor. And I go, which kind? Ultra wide, 21:9 aspect ratio, this and that. So I go to Best Buy. They don't even have any in there. I go to Staples. The only one they have is $7.99. So I'm like, I'm not buying.
Wait for Boxing Day.
That's exactly what I'm going to tell the guy.
I mean,
and he'll be fine with that. He's going to be spending a couple of nights at our place here, so he doesn't need his monitor. But I'm just like, bro.
Well, you know what you could.
I could buy a $200 one off Amazon, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, it's like, we talked about iPhonies and stuff like that versus the real iPhone. So I don't know. But ultra wide monitors, let me know if there's any. Should maybe ask Fabian, but they're expensive. These are. Oh, yeah, I'll hit it with, I'll use my wife's affiliate, man, before but yeah, shout out. If I use Amazon, I think that would be a good call. Best Buy, a little disappointing there, but it was. I went into Best Buy yesterday, and the service was actually not very good. So,
well, I told you my Best Buy story, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that was in the store. I was disappointed in that.
I ordered something from Best Buy, but then it was one of Home Square or something for the stand, and so it wasn't really Best Buy. And then when there was an issue with it, I couldn't really go to Best Buy. I had to go to Home Square, and the delivery was just a pain in the butt. But we good?
I only ever try to buy, when you're on the app, I select the Best Buy only.
Well, I thought of it, and then I just liked the deal I was getting, and I usually do that, but it ended up being a bit of a mistake.
Still.
But, I think we are. Either we're going to Adara, or no, we're not.
Denied.
Because this Christmas, Trade the Pool has the ultimate gift for traders. Here's the deal. Buy an 80,000, 160,000, or 260,000 buying power valuation, and you will get a free 20,000 buying power valuation, a free one.
Free?
But that's not all.
Okay.
Both plans have 7 extra days to hit your targets. That's more time, more buying power, and more opportunities to trade. This exclusive offer ends January 1st. It's the perfect way to kickstart your trading journey into the new year. Scan the QR code in front of you or use the link in the description of this video. Shout out to Trade the Pool, and good luck to anybody that is trading with Trade the Pool or just trading anywhere in general. And it's now 10:20, so I do believe there's some small cap gappers running.
Great look here for IWM. Hanging out around that 222 level, actually up on the day, up about a third of the day. So let's see if the Russell 2000 can stay green this holiday season or this Christmas Eve anyway. We're going to take a look at Jet AI. JTAI, heck of a double top, gave up a lot of this move, but basically it's trading higher after announcing it launched its AVA, which is basically an agentic AI model that can help with private jet booking. Jet AI has run in the past, and it does have a short float of about 17%. Total float of about 1 million, just above 1 million shares. Around 600,000 shares. Saw a couple of different floats, but it's between 600,000 and a million from what I was seeing. Then we have HOUR. This company, I could find very little information about. This up about 200%. This is at day's highs. No catalyst for this one, but it does have a smaller float as well, around 1.7 million shares. And last but not least, BAOS. No catalyst for this either. This is Baosheng. They are a Chinese ADR. Also, your day's highs up 405% with an 800,000 share float. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Adara. NVIDIA just lost VWAP there, so it's back underneath. The original breakout has reverted, not the entire move, but pretty much most of it. The first pullback was 140.80, so that was our trail the entire time. Didn't really move it, so now we're going to be out. Again, don't necessarily want to chase it on the way back in. Tesla, Tesla's really trying to hold on to VWAP, but it's down here as well and holding underneath, at least temporarily. So even that long, starting to fade back in a little bit. I think if you're looking at some of the other strong names, holding on trend is Apple. So Apple's still got a series of higher lows, and that looks pretty solid. So I kind of like that. And then the other one, let me just give you the black chart because it'll be faster. I don't want to risk it not going. VWAP hold on Palantir as well. So Palantir holding VWAP, Apple holding higher lows, NVIDIA's gone, Tesla has a chance. Palantir was part of the plan, so looking for a VWAP here looks a little bit better. There is a halt trade that just removed, but I wasn't familiar with that one. BAOS. That wasn't even on our list this morning. But Palantir off VWAP looks like the next one to try to go here. And I see people mentioning Netflix looking pretty strong. I like some Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about Netflix, and we sort of got sidetracked there a little bit. Yeah, just I think streaming wars are forever on right now, and I mean, content is going to be king. As like I was saying, that was where we were talking about Christmas there as well. So, all right, this is just sort of a scanner that we use through eSignal that I talk about quite often, and of course, eSignal is. I don't know if we're still running anything with them, but right here, so right now, VWO. So I'll just look at some of the names that pop in here on a scanner. So this name continues to want to work a little bit higher there. Hour up 234%. There it goes right now. And again, this is just a hour loop Inc. Right there. Nice move to the high side and still going right now. This is just a scanner for active names. And of course, Palantir, we've been there. Rigetti here as well, up 5 today. Damn, Rigetti, man. It's too bad. Reminds me of some of my favorite pasta, rigatoni, right there. So thank you to all my Italian friends there in the show, and Merry Christmas, Buon Natale to everybody over there as well. SMCI up $33 too. Not up $33, breaking through. That'd be nice if it was up $33 today. I mean, people would be celebrating. I don't know. Are you guys net short or long out there on SMCI? Because I wonder which way a lot of these traders are. This has been such a fun name to trade. SMCI really blasting off. Okay, you know what? I think I've met my maker right now with SMCI. So let me go over to them and see what they're doing here, because I liked sort of that little rumble on there, what SMCI was trying to do for us. So 33 and change. Yeah, nice upside move here. SMCI 35. Is that the key? Yeah, so... yeah, breaking through there. You kind of missed that 33.50 break. That would have been great, obviously, as we wait for that to come in. But for right now, SMCI off to the races upside. Yeah, 34.60. I'd rather go short there against $35, I think. Into SMCI, but wow, what a beast. That top, if you wait for 35, I wouldn't wait much longer than this 35.50 area. Just could drift up the rest of the day. The market's El Fuego, man. I mean, it's still going up higher here. 21.920 right now. So 21.920 at the high of the day right now is the market. Why isn't my SMCI chart there? There it is. So wow, this thing, did we miss maybe a story on them or something? But at the end of the day, SMCI, like straight up $1.50 right there. So great job there, anybody trading SMCI. We've, like, those of you that are maybe like saying, okay, this guy is just sitting here with his, we talked about this already. 2% on NVIDIA and like 2% on Palantir. But yeah, what are you seeing there?
The only story, it's basically just that there's some big bets being made in options. Right. Okay. So unusual options activity in SMCI. It doesn't really, this article doesn't say anything about which strikes particularly.
No, I think there's a lot of just, it's option, like a lot of these plays are, that's what I was trying to ask, like if people, I think the options, like you found that story. Yeah. I think that's probably what it is. There's a lot of people positioning up, you know, for maybe this little Santa Claus rally or for this last rally into the last 3 days there of the year. So we'll wait to see what's going to happen. I'm just adjusting my charts as my eyes are going upside there so I can get a better look. Okay, yeah, so NVIDIA pulling back in. Even though we're light on this goes back into the 200 period, 140.50. I'm going to try some more right now. So let's put on something now for NVIDIA right there. So now we're long. We just got more. Excuse me. We just got more into this play, the 200 period. I want to just respect it because we're not giving any of this back. I mean, this was it right there. 140.55. I wanted to ask you something about Vladimir Guerrero because I have a sneaky feeling he ain't going to be a Blue Jay. And I know, there's nobody more that I want to remain a Blue Jay for your daughter.
I had this conversation with my
daughter. Okay, good. That's
I've been preparing her for this possibility.
Okay. Yeah, because if we pay anything north of 500, we're getting screwed, and somebody will pay him that, and our management is not the brightest. Yeah,
you can't pay a first baseman.
Right. So that's what I was going to ask you.
It's been a little bit.
What your opinion?
The consistency levels. I love Vlad. You know what? The cool thing about some athletes, he is absolutely fantastic with the fans.
What a reload.
You go to Jay's Fest, that dude is really cool with the kids.
He better be.
Yeah, he's great, but I think he's probably going to be costing too much for the Blue Jays. And ultimately, it's a business. The same way people complain. Everyone says, well, you know, you should always pay whatever you want for the star. Well, then to me, that's like buying AMD when it's at its highs and its PE is a bajillion and NVIDIA is a better company. Like it's one thing to overpay Shohei Ohtani, And it's another thing to overpay Vladimir Guerrero. You'll pay a premium for.
I mean, it's Juan Soto's the guy that's.
Juan Soto, I think he's in that echelon, and I love him. But I think
imagine being an outfielder, getting the ball hit to you 4 times a game, and making $70 million a year plus. That is insane, man. My kid's she's in the damn wrong sport. These basketball players, you know, they get little fractures on their nose and they miss 4 weeks. I don't know if you guys have seen any of these hockey players. Daniel Tkachuk, anybody pretty much, they get literally broken faces, and they're probably back in 20 to 30 minutes, making about 10% of what the NBA makes, let alone baseball players. That's
NBA ratings are down.
Well, of course, yeah. The no teeth thing is, yeah. You got your teeth knocked out? Yeah, okay. No. Oh boy, what I'd say for that one, I'm not, believe me, from a father of children, like, I'm not feeling any orthodontic bills coming through on that one, but that was Joe, of course.
G is not getting her teeth knocked out, that's
no, well, she wears, well, you can only do it because minor hockey wears full face.
That's what I'm saying. You wear a full face guard.
I don't think until U20 or something, like, for sure over 18. Okay, so look at this reload. Oh my, I mean, as we're talking about it there, let's get a little bit more out here on NVIDIA up at the 90s. We just got some out at 141 and change. So right there we go 1-to-1. So like our out was going to be, Gia better not get her teeth knocked out, man. That would be ridiculous. But this play, well, with veneers and everything, you know. But anyways, there it goes right now with NVIDIA. Our stop is 140.50. It's already not in. So let me put that in right now. 140.39 as a stop. I always give it a little bit more. So that's why, like, when I say 1-to-1, it's not really, because 39 will break and I'll get like a 35 fill. Liquidity seems to be pretty good right here. So I just took some 75s or 77s up to O's. And then got some more out there at VWAP, which was 93s. So we're really just making like 25 cents with probably losing like 35 cents. So I'm just going to play the momentum, get out, kind of just stack it up right now. And, you know, literally count our chickens before they hatch. Let's get out as it's trying to break that top. And then if it does break, let's make sure to have some on. So we still have 2/3 left of our reload right now on NVIDIA, hoping for clearer skies. 141.05 I'm trying to get out, then 141.20. So here we come right back up. Hands off, my orders are already in.
Bottoming tail candle on the futures. I think we're headed back higher. So quickly to the NASDAQ. What I mean by a bottoming tail candle is just this, as you can see, one red since the open on a 15-minute, and it just wicked above. So I think if it was strong before, why not let it be strong after? Palantir was at VWAP, and the other things were underneath it. Tesla's already gone. So consolidation here at VWAP on Palantir. Now it's trying to make the breakout. But respect the fact that there's some lower highs, and then the time of day as well. Oh, Tesla. Tesla off of VWAP was a little bit different. Yeah, there wasn't a consolidation at VWAP on Tesla. There was VWAP, and then there was 450. And it happened very quickly. So Tesla made that bounce off VWAP, and it did so a little bit faster than anticipated. Still very, very strong. Chill vibes, QQQ can retouch that 530. You know what? Why not? I know a lot of times, well, like I have futures charts up, so when I look at levels, I'm pulling it up on the NQ, and then that's what I'm quoting to you guys because that's what I'm watching. But I think, you know, we can do it the other way as well and flip you on over. And I'm saying you like the 530. Well, I think it's a good level. It makes a lot of sense. But if you talk about filling in the gap would be well above 530. I guess because it's a half day, it's pretty unrealistic for it to get up there. So I think you've made a pretty reasonable target. On any other day, when you're breaking out this, like I'm like, wow, it's a big Fed gap. And I think the AES has a chance to close a Fed gap as well. But we could just be on day one of that. The Santa Claus rally could be an overall thing closing in that Fed gap, with this just being a possible step one. You know what? AMD should just maybe be a short. I didn't want a short. AMD really can't get above VWAP. There might be a chance at a short trade here on AMD, but I don't want to be chasing it to the downside when the market is so strong. It should just be maybe one chance at VWAP before we get out of here. There's only 30 minutes left till 11 o'clock. And then, of course, we'll be back for like the last hour of the day, but we're starting to run into close to that lunchtime hour. I don't want to be shorting the bottom, but maybe one shot if this pulls back into VWAP. AMD is unusually weak. And if the market does pull back, this thing should crater, I would think. Pimpy Long Stocking, thank you for the super chat. Pimpy, Tesla is hitting 500 today.
Nope.
Well, I'd be happy. Anybody that's a Tesla shareholder would be happy, but I'm probably betting against that. It's at 450. That would be one heck of a feat if it were to get to 500 today. I think you're happy if it gets to 456. I think 456, you should be really happy if it gets to that. Like, just make that move. I kind of thought the breakout was going, it went $2. I thought it was going $6. I got out at break even. And I think the next trade, maybe you get one more shot off of VWAP before we're all said and done here. But yeah, I don't think 500 would be a chance. Like,
I mean, I consider myself a Tesla bull, and I just think that's
wasn't SMCI
a little aggressive.
Wasn't SMCI at $33 when you were talking about it?
It was 33.50,
34.30. It's getting to 35.
It might have been a little higher because we were looking at 30.
Palantir might have just lost support.
$34. Okay, just real quickly before we go over to Adara, which we will go to in 1 second, we just took a little bit more there on this break lower through 50. So, and just so you guys know, we're probably at a third of, not probably, I can see the trade, third of the position that we would have had right there. So we'll let it go. We've talked about where we're getting out 10 cents from now, and we are out. Like, our first out rate here is 50 cents, right? So we'll be fine no matter what happens here with NVIDIA. We knew we wanted to trade strong names to the long side, but is NVIDIA really strong? I guess we'll soon find out. Up 0.6 versus a market that's 0.8. So maybe it's not as strong as we'd hoped for. I'm trying to scalp this out. 60, 65, 70, 75 Adara.
Take a look here at crypto here. We do have Bitcoin holding on to support here on that 92,000 level. We have Wick there once again on the daily chart yesterday, closing a little bit of a bottoming tail candle here. And as of right now, above 97,000, next clear resistance would be that 99.5 print that we kind of had that wick into on Saturday. So let's see how BTC does. Ethereum, though, started the day much stronger than Bitcoin. As of right now, still stronger than Bitcoin. This is now a 2-day winning streak for ETH, holding support nicely here at 3,200. Now here, just shy of 3,500. So great look here for Ethereum. Take a look at XRP here as well, because that has been on watch, especially with their RLUSD coin, which launched a couple weeks ago here or last week. We have support more or less around that 2.2 level, but slightly lower highs. So quick look here at some of these crypto names as we head into the Christmas season. Back to you.
So just very quickly, you'll see support just got lost on Palantir here at 83.4. So it tried to consolidate at VWAP. Now it's breaking downward. The market's still holding the highs, so it might just be a Palantir thing, but we want to keep it tight to the vest at this point. Like, when you're running into the second half of the day, you get into a different mode. Like, there's a potential, we've always seen it, like most of the good action, and we said this morning, like, I want that opening rush on things and then be careful taking that next salvo. So ultimately, like PLTR, it's up 3%, and it could still go, but I think you just got to be really patient. Either VWAP holds, or you're now out in the ether where like 82 would be a prior high pullback. That's $1 from here. So I think you got to wait around for that. I don't want to be fighting anything on the way back down in to said downside. That said, Tesla is still looking relatively strong as it's held on the VWAP pretty cleanly there. So I think it's got another chance maybe for one last trade. AMD's trying to pull back into VWAP. We did get a super chat, so I wanted to make sure before I threw it back, I wanted to get the super chat. Thank you so much, Isaac. Appreciate the super chat there. And of course, from Hawaii. Shout out to Hawaii. We don't get many viewers from Hawaii, but we appreciate all our viewers. All we ever ask is that you enjoy the show, share it with your friends, enjoy it, be a positive part of our trading community, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We try to have a lot of fun around here, but also we're just all trying to improve everyone's trading journey. And it's always fun to have a good day the day before Christmas. So best to you and yours as well, Isaac. Thank you.
Yeah, good day. That is for sure. Have your good day with eSignal as well. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade your elite trading experience with eSignal today. Analyze, strategize, and capitalize. Foresee profitable opportunities with the platform of your needs. Infinite data, instant trading. Know where the market moves while others simply watch. With lightning, fast data and controlled data. I mean, it's an entitlement-based system. You get to use a wide array of their tools on any of the markets that they have, including better backtesting and scanning, reliable real-time data. It is basically everything that you need in one place as well. All the apps there's the scanner that I was showing you guys before as well. So make sure, just go check it out, right? Scan the QR code below and let them know that you heard about them from Trader TV Live. Thank you so much, Vasil. Again, we've seen you many, many times. We want to thank a big thank you for that super chat right there. So we will say thank you and Merry Christmas. Christmas right there. So thank you so much, Vassal, for the $50. Wow, that's a good one. Thank you so much for that. As we'll drop it down. And yeah, we'll use that, as we keep saying, we are trying to improve every single thing around here. And we are actually potentially looking for a different setup, desk-wise and all that kind of stuff in the new year. So lots of stuff happening around here as we look to just improve the experience and just give a different, maybe potentially a different look. So we'll use, all of that. And thank you so much. Hit the like, hit the subscribe as well, and make YouTube give us that 1 cent per viewer. Ridiculous. Okay, but whatever. I own the stock, so it's all good. Okay, so there it is right now. As we were talking, NVIDIA did this. We talked about where we were waiting at 60s and 65s. Those are the best two that we had gotten, and then it dropped through. So basically a flat trade on the reload. We made a little bit of money there and then gave it back there. So kind of like not a missed opportunity. I could see where my net is. It didn't cost me anything other than a cup of coffee. So, we tried it there on NVIDIA, trying to find a little bit of strength. But yeah, the market probably now, I mean, it's at 22,000. We talked about that. We're still 50 handles away from that level. I think that's the shorting level there. Roblox, huge move up, man, up to $60. I think that's just a matter of time. And then, we were doing that e-signal sort of scan there. And I'm like, SMCI is the one for me. And then, yeah. I think you might have been right, man. That was about 33.50, I think, not 34.50. Yeah, it was straight up since then. And the only thing we could find on that was options related. So congratulations if you are part of those options, because SMCI 8% straight to the upside and just taking out a huge level. There was just 100,000 shares there on the offer, and then Joe was like, "That's not enough. I'll swipe that level and get long." So there we go. Now SMCI, nice move to the upside. Congratulations, anybody on that play?
Before we go to Adara, I know it's 10. Yeah, it's 10:40 already, so we're gonna get to sector watch. But just zoom out your 15-minute chart, and the last time this was at 35, double tapped it. It broke. This is a case where I would only revert it if it broke this, broke 35 and wicked those highs. That way you'd be back in underneath. So you'd want to trap some longs up there if you're trying to fight this. It might have already done the move here in front of 35. Okay, never mind. It might have already done that pullback. I just paid for locates for 0.00026. But yeah, we might have missed a chance at that 35. I was looking, it was right about to break it, and I was about to break 35, fail 35.30, and then get it back underneath.
There goes the market.
But I guess that's the pullback right there on SMCI. Missed opportunity.
NVIDIA's going.
Adara?
Here we are to talk about these sectors. Lots of strength here in a lot of these names. Finance looking nice here, worth noting. We just had a report earlier today that some of these big banks are suing the Fed with regards to the stress test regulations, so keep an eye on some of these players. Retail trade also really strong. AMZN leading this group to the upside, of course, Boxing Day on watch. And Walmart making a beautiful recovery after yesterday, which was its worst one-day performance in over a year. It was down about 3%. Due to a lawsuit here from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, so keep an eye on WMT. Commercial services really strong. Tesla and consumer durables pretty strong here as well. And of course, these tech names. Technology, between both these technology sectors, all of the mega caps here are really strong, both Palantir and Apple making new all-time highs earlier today. In terms of weakness, there's no sectors that are screaming weak, but there's a lot of muted performance here. Health services pretty quiet this morning. Distribution, process industries, consumer non-durables, all a little bit more tame today, guys. Back to you.
I was just looking. So NVIDIA, NVIDIA just went back up there. We dropped out of NVIDIA. It's now a winner. If you had more than a 10-cent stop, shouldn't have had that. Obi was just telling me about SMCI, and I was like, dude, I just dropped it.
Oh, Boeing's back to
NVIDIA there.
Nice.
Oh boy is right about Amazon, another name that we often trade here as well. But oh boy, there's that 226 hit right there. We should have that 226 hit, but we don't. 226, 226.50. Talked about that in the beginning of the show. Missed it right there. Nice upside take for AMZN. As
Shout out to Obi for
that 226.
Did you? I don't know if you. Obi was very kind. I don't know if you. We didn't mention this.
No, we did not. No.
But shout out to Obi. He was really kind. He got us each. I can show you guys. A bottle of Prosecco.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah. So shout out to Obi. You know, kind, considerate. He wore a Christmas sweater for everyone yesterday, and obviously he's here in today. I know he's trading. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.9% sure he was long Palantir, because I'm pretty sure that's what everyone was looking at this morning as a great breakout trade. You were mentioning NVIDIA, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Palantir just got back to VWAP as well. So I got shaken out of Palantir, because you can't get shook out of something that's in proper English. But this did get to 83. It didn't pull back to 82. Now it's trying to get back into VWAP. I just saw Austin. There he is. Oh, he's locked in. He's focused. Not only the hoodie is on, but he's got the headphones on as well. That's how you know he's locked in. He's polished off his fruit salad.
The Lone Ranger.
Lone Wolf? Well, I guess Lone Ranger.
I don't know. I mean, he's on his own pack back there, you know.
Lone Wolf is like a negative connotation sometimes.
You can see him right there.
Oh, you know what? Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's why he's got the Jedi hood going on. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I've only been in these two trades, so and we're having a banger of a day. Yeah, SMCI.
It's still, by the way, there's still not a red candle since 33.5. So technically this didn't start until about almost 10 o'clock, but from that bottom on a 3-minute, this is the only red candle, and it was right at, technically 33.30, but the high of that candle was 33.50, and it's now at the 35 level and about to break out. So this is absolutely nonsensical, but it is at the big level. If it breaks 35 and fails to get through here, that's about the only place it could possibly revert, but you got to be willing to find something with a tight stop, because if you're running into this, like if it breaks away from that, like why wouldn't you squeeze to 36.5? So it's through 35. It's a very particular setup. It would have to mean revert pretty cleanly here, which even then, I'd rather miss it than try to be in on the front end of this trade. Runaway freight train here on SMCI. No questions asked. Another super chat. Thank you again. Another one. Alex. Upshur BMW ABAT. Okay, well, I'm guessing you want to have a look at American battery technology. I'll oblige you. You sent a super chat in there. Hey, it's only up 48%. That's not bad.
No.
Nothing wrong with 48%. Every now and then we'll get let's look at this stock and it's up literally nothing. But 48%, not a day one move. It's still pretty strong. You gotta like it when there's a small cap in a general sense that's making a nice multi-day breakout. But the other side of a multi-day breakout is this was a dollar stock, now it's a $2.50. So you always want to, and I've taught this conversation before, like no one ever went broke taking profit. I think when you're long early, making sure you get a little something so you can play with house money makes sense. And I'm just wanting to show you this. If you zoom out far in the daily chart, this is a repeat offender that is breaking away, but it's got big old $3 resistance. On ABAT, go all the way back to the beginning of the year, and that is kind of the spot where I think you've got some bag holder resistance coming in, and it's pretty adjacent to that level on ABAT. 10% short float. I think the story is that it's a small float name, and we've got a day being at a shortened week where you have some of these continue to go. So it's a strong move, but just look at that daily chart. That $3 level is standing out, and you're getting pretty darn close to it now.
Reddit, yeah. Reddit breaking one. Wow. What a trade for Reddit. Reddit breaking 180. What? Yeah, sure. I mean, Sharif, very, very hard to believe, but yes, Sharif. It looks like we've already broken it a couple times, but we are right back up there right now on Reddit. So watch out there. Good trade. Again, base. We love when they base like this because it does give us that little information there. So there's the base at 155, and there's the blast higher. Now we're looking like we do want to take out that 178 up to 180. What a great break that would be, whether or not it happens today. Probably not, as I don't know, $3 away could definitely get going. The fact that it may break, I mean, you'd want any of these levels to break with probably like at least like 25, 30 minutes left in the day. So if that can still happen, then I still like it. There's a lot left, right? When we're done, it'll go over to the midday for 2 hours, 1 o'clock, and that'll be a wrap after that. Reddit still has that chance, man. Up 4%. It's, huh?
I thought you guys were coming back at 12.
I don't think so. You guys are only on for an hour?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm not planning on coming back at 12. So, okay. Neil will be here probably at 12 o'clock as we go. Is that Mendel that we have ready to go?
Huh?
All right.
Shoot, we got Jeff.
All right. Well, let's kick it over.
Cover for Sean.
Okay, he's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. Okay, we'll get ready there. But Reddit right now, 176.50. Nice move there up to the upside. Trying to go through 176, 177 right now. Beautiful move there to go on RDTT.
Bitcoin 98.
So Bitcoin also 98,000. So lots happening, man. And as we get ready for going over to OTC market, I wonder what stock is the next one to Moon. I mean, SMCI right here as well. 35, there it goes, breaking through right now, through that $35 level. So this break probably lasts as well right now. There goes SMCI breaking through $35 now there to the upside. All right, it is about that time. It's great that we're able to have Jeff on right now. Mary, we got a new haircut over there? What's going on over here right now? What's up?
Come on.
What's up
not
to
in the
Jeff?
office today. Settle down.
Oh, not in the office. Okay.
Get back to work.
Happy holidays, Jeff. We may be the only ones in the office today, so we appreciate you taking the time here on Christmas Eve. Happy holidays to you and yours, and thank you for coming back on here today.
Yeah, thanks. By the way, do you need someone to step in this afternoon? Because I think I can handle this.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Yeah,
This guy's a natural. I mean, the thing is, I told you, man, we can't pay you enough. Otherwise we poach you. If you get a passport, I mean, we're down. You want to get like a working visa here? Come over here. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know
it's definitely been discussed. We'll just
Been discussed.
No,
Okay.
there's a quote on Cowboys fans that we're allowed to have on the show. So I just going to throw that one out there. But no, I'm joking. I'm joking, of course. Anytime you're here, you're welcome on the show. That said,
Toronto Bills,
we're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, anyway.
Going to the Super Bowl.
Here, the last time we saw, here's a picture. I wanted to show this last time. This is what Jeff looks like on, on a work day. You're very, 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 So there he is. Thank you, Jeff. We went out last time for lunch, and we want to thank him for that. So thank you so much, Jeff, for that one. And without any further ado,
what's going to the Moon?
Yeah, what's going on with Moon? How's your overnight going there? Any announcements to make for our viewers?
No, Moon is on track. January 15th, top 100 symbols, top 100 active symbols. That's NMS symbols, right? So like Tesla, Apple, NVIDIA, also ETFs as well too. So like the SPY and anything that you guys are trading during the day. So yeah, top 100 on January 15th, and then I'd say by February 1st we should have basically all the names out there for that's 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern time, right? So kind of fills the gap that you guys maybe aren't trading or maybe are trading right now. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. And like I said, we're getting a lot of traction. Like I was on a call about it right before I got on here. So on Christmas Eve, we're getting someone tested and ready to go. So we're really excited about this.
So just for the excitement level, I can tell you for an absolute fact. So Jeff, we had a bit of a poker night here at the office on the floor on Friday, and a couple of traders in the GTA from other offices, and one of the topics of discussion was literally when are we getting Moon, and will it be beginning of January? They wanted it right away. So I'm glad to hear we're going to see it shortly in the new year. So we'll get it on the 15th. So, like, is there anything in particular, like, just for anyone that hasn't been listening, is there any difference in terms of like execution gateways available, that sort of a thing, or any rules that might be different here with Moon, or is it going to be pretty much the same regular trading that everyone is accustomed to? And of course, when you talk about these big names, the top 100 names, it's not like you're only coming in with like Tesla and NVIDIA. Like, you're getting a good, healthy start of symbols.
Yeah, definitely, right. So we're going to go off trading activity for that. So, it's going to be probably most of the symbols that everyone's trading right now today. Anyway, and so, great question on, like, what's it going to look and feel like? Think as if you're trading on, just a regular stock venue, right? From that perspective, right? You send an order, you send in a displayable bid or ask. Then also, if you want to cross the spread as well, too, pretty straightforward, sending in limits. We aren't going to do any hidden order types for the overnight. I think, right now it's, everything that is out there should be displayed to kind of generate more liquidity and, kind of bring the market together. We're trying to make it so it's of kind of easy. Starting like easy out of the gates, right, for everyone, and not reinventing the wheel, but bringing what we know, a stable marketplace, kind of scaling out our system that already exists today and already handles hundreds of thousands of trades and millions and millions of quote updates on a daily basis. Just putting that out there overnight. Market data, like, right, so like, like all the quotes that you guys, that you see going across the bottom of your screen here on Trader TV or on your level 2 at home, right? Getting that out there is also key for us, and making sure that is valuable for the people that are consuming it, right? And so in that market data feed, right, you guys are going to see all the participants' bids and offers out there. Right, you're going to you're going to be able to pull it up on your level 2, just like you do during the daytime as well, right? I think information is key, and that's what we do. That's what we've done for years, and just kind of building off of that and into the listed market. So that's it's we got a lot of things going on, but it's all coming together.
Yeah, I love to hear them. Before I throw to Sean, I want to say, like, I think I know our traders and a lot of traders in general are going to be happy to hear, like, keep it simple, no hidden orders. I think that's creating that aftermarket. Obviously, is already going to be a little bit different. To make it a trader's market, and you know what, I think everyone knows what we mean by that, I think is a fantastic opportunity. So shout out to you guys for keeping it simple. Sometimes it's just better and easier to follow momentum. I know a lot of people that have dabbled in the overnight would like to see it kept that way, but I'm glad you guys are at least starting it, keeping it for the traders.
Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, right, we felt like, it's a great way to, make it a trader's market, but also an investor's market too, right? Because that time range kind of fills a gap for people that typically wouldn't be able to sit there and, unless you're waking up in the wee hours of the morning elsewhere.
Yeah,
it kind of gives them access for that as well too, and so kind of making it so the professionals like yourself, then also just the market making community, and also like I said, the retail investing public kind of had a nice ecosystem for everyone.
Jeff, thank you for discussing that, of course, quickly here. But I just wanted to ask you, first of all, what's your favorite Christmas movie of all time? Is there a tradition in the Mendel household that you like to watch?
I mean, it's got to be Home Alone.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Come on. There we go.
Yeah. That's a chicken dinner winner. Right there. Okay, get it out of there. All right. The other thing I want to talk about too is
close second though is Tim Allen. Come on, the Santa Claus.
Oh, the Santa Claus. Yeah. There's Santa Claus 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, a bunch of those. I want to talk about the current market, though, I was just noticing here, like some of these Chinese ADRs, right? I mean, we'll talk about Moon, but also OTCN is here, the Link product as well. There's Luck and Coffee. You've come over to my screen, up 3.5% today and moving higher. There's a lot of names that we can trade in your marketplace. I want to bring to everyone's attention, of course, the OTC Markets website, which is just otcmarkets.com. And it's something that I'm always refreshing is the most active, because you never know what will pop up. Like even here's Save, Spirit Airlines, Save Q, and you can definitely get the trades and the number of trades going through. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that there are some names moving around here, obviously, on your marketplace. And they don't just include some of these penny names. There's also big names like Luck and Coffee. We talked about Roche and some of these other ADRs. And especially with marijuana, there's a lot of marijuana ADRs and CDRs and whatnot that are available on your exchange and could be moving there in the new year. So anything catching your eye right now in the current day market?
So, you brought up Luck and Coffee. I mean, that's a pretty good move for a day like today, right? I think, it's almost up 4% right now. So, decent amount of activity going on in that name. I'm just pulling it up right now.
Yeah, it's 4%.
Yeah, so, not a ton of volume, but decent amount of activity going right now, right? Almost 500,000 shares traded today. Half day today, something to be up 70, or, something to be up, over 80 cents on a $24 stock. Nice little move. Decent amount of activity going on in FNMA today.
Okay, yeah.
Fannie Mae,
I
but
have it up.
not really much of a move there, but definitely something. I think this is a name that over the next few months is going to continue to have a lot of activity, especially with talks of privatizing Fannie and Freddie with the new administration coming in. Like I said, not a ton of movement today in the short term, but I think is it a longer term chart that you have there?
Yep, right here.
It's kind of So definitely another thing to kind of watch. One that we don't always talk about, Bayer, BAYRY, right? So ADR, right? Everyone has heard of Bayer. Just kind of something to look. Over 500,000 shares traded today. Not a ton of movement, but still some activity going on in there. So always new names, always global international names sitting there ready and available to buy or sell, trade, whatever you're looking to do.
Yep, exactly. Always different names there, and just to confirm, so you guys are closed at 1 p.m. today, like all the other markets there. So, all right, and then back open on Boxing Day. Not celebrated too much there south of the border. So, all right, Jeff, what's on your Christmas?
Well, you guys are in the office for Boxing Day.
Not me.
Yeah, I am, Jeff. Yeah, it's actually Neil. That's actually Neil's birthday. Is Boxing Day, so day after Christmas.
Yeah. It was rough.
So you have Jesus and Neil, so
don't go there.
I mean, is what it is. Similar ages.
Age is about the only thing I got in common. There, you need to put on one of these, Jeff. Don't get with the spirit, my friend. And where's the eggnog at?
Actually, here, wait, blur me out for a second. I got a T-shirt to show you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna.
There, we'll take you off completely. How about that? We'll do one better than blurring.
So apparently Jeff is getting ready to show off a T-shirt right now. For everyone, AVGR halted to the upside.
Ramin said he's literally stripping.
Wait,
there we go.
We see it.
No, you're the one blocking it. Oh, after ski. Okay, après ski. Okay. So we'll make sure we have some après ski drinks and all that stuff as well. Look, Jeff, thank you so much again. Thank you for a great year. Thank you for all the support that you've given to Trader TV Live. So again, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Happy New Year if we don't see you before then, and happy holidays.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff.
Jeff Mendel, OTC Markets.
Happy
Hanukkah. Yeah, good one. Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff.
Thanks.
For all of that. All right.
For a second, I'm like, well, what the heck is hour? And I am not in it. So it's past 11 o'clock. Sharif is in HOUR.
Our loop.
No, because when I see that, you're like, if you ever see a position, you're like, but I'm not in position, the first thing you should think about it is something going wrong.
Right.
It is past 11 o'clock. we need to get on over to the midday. It's a little bit of a shortened midday there. So obviously you only have 2 hours to the close, so it's vastly different, the kind of price action you're going to see in the volume and volatility. But we still got the Bash Brothers in the house, and we've got Sharif.
Look at the super chat.
Oh, sorry, we got a super chat before I throw it over there. Nick W. Oh, Nick, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate that super chat. Sean said we're looking for some bigger and better in the new year, and we'll make sure all this goes to that. Merry Christmas. Thanks to all you do. Have really enjoyed being a part of your community and continually learning each day. Hope you all have a great day with your family and friends. Best, Nick. We wish the same right back at you. It's all about family. You know, hopefully, you know what? Let's take it a step further. You know, everyone wants spend it with friends and family, but I know this to be true. Almost every single person here in the holidays, you know somebody who maybe they're going to be alone today and tomorrow. Maybe they just recently lost somebody. Could be in your neighborhood, could be a family member, whatever it is. Give them a call. Give them a shout out, right? Because that extended family, which we have with you guys, is always just as important as well. So make sure you play it forward, pass it forward. We're blessed to have a great family here. Obi was kind with gifts, and we all try to have each other's back. So let's do it as a community and pay it all forward this holiday season. So thank you very much, Nick, and thank you to everybody. Let's go on into the midday. Go get them, boys. What?
Actually, before we go to the midday, we're going to talk about Alibaba, because Alibaba actually did have a little bit of a catalyst. Not a ton of a move on this, but I'm seeing it circulated a lot on social media. Barron's, so like the stock market publication, basically named Alibaba its top pick of 2025, saying that they believe it could be up 50% at the end of 2025, and also called it, quote, the cheapest e-commerce play on earth. So keep an eye on Alibaba. It's doing a bear flag right now, so nothing super reactive to this story, but just be aware, BABA being named a very bullish pick by Barron's. And with that, we will turn you over to Joe and Sharif for our abbreviated midday.
Ooh, here we go, baby. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to the How to Trade During the Midday show. That is your boy, Joey Options.